What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? It's that time. It's Media Clash time. A little late this week, but hey, we're here anyway, and that's all that matters. I am your host, Wayne, as always, joined by
Paul.
And today's episode is going to be a little different. It's going to be very game heavy. The Video Game Awards were this past week, and there was a lot of announcements and happenings at the Game Awards, and we haven't really watched anything. So until we, I guess, more, until next episode, we'll deal with like movies and stuff next episode. This episode is primarily just going to be all about games because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So with that said, let's get into the Game Awards and it is, like we were just talking about it a little while ago. I mean, it's not as prestigious as the Oscars yet, but that's what Jeff is trying to create with the Game Awards.
I do say it's 100 times better what it was before he took over.
Yes.
The stupid fucking Spike Awards.
Oh God, yeah. When that was just like the Spike Network was just dumb.
The fucking
in general.
Sponsored by Axe body spray.
Well, I mean, yeah,
that shit.
Yeah.
Good music. Because they used to always bring out the fucking metal bands and rap artists and stuff like that. But other than that, it was so cringy. Of like, the video game people didn't want to be there. Like, you're not going to get a fucking Reggie or a Bowser or Miyamoto.
Yeah, and now Reggie's there and is like, he's there every year, and he's not even in games anymore. Because he's just that big of a game celebrity.
Oh yeah, dude, he was the face of Nintendo for years.
I do think they need to cut back on the celebrity shtick. The Al Pacino bit this year. That
was the most shocking thing.
The Daniel Craig, Rain Johnson, like that was on. Like just have the woman who was in it.
That was just a fucking crossover thing. Like anybody that's playing fucking Among Us. Mostly kids. They're not going to go see fucking Glass Onion, which I heard it's a so-so movie.
I mean, that's what that's what I'm saying. Like those, like the Al Pacino thing was just awkward as hell.
Yeah, it's obvious. Just like we paid him a lot of money to come out. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah,
he can barely read the teleprompter.
Oh yeah, he's just getting like I can't see him acting like he's got to be getting.
Oh, he's easily in his fucking...
But, I mean, he's got to be getting to, like, all right, I'm not doing it. I'm not acting or anything anymore.
Unless he did this. Because he's got twin boys.
Oh, that's right. All these old actors have, like, kids in, like, their...
Probably in their...
teens and 20s who would
His kids are probably in their 20s.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
they're in the...
So it's like, I'm going to do something cool.
I mean, at least they brought him out they used him for the right award.
Yeah.
Like, best performance, which was crazy that was, like, the first award, but then it was probably, like, Al's in it. He pulled a Serpentico. Like, I'm up first, and I'm out.
It's literally, like I think I told you, my friend in Texas, Andrew, literally, the second he got off the stage, they handed him a big bag of money.
And he left.
And he jumped in his fucking SUV.
And left.
And left.
I mean, it's...
I take that back. He did not leave. Because
was he in the crowd?
Kojima took pictures with him at the after party.
That's right.
Unless that was before.
Yeah. Fuck, I love Kojima. Like,
I want somebody to look at me the same way Keeley looks at Kojima.
Like if you're gonna sit there and say there is like one massive star of gaming.
Oh, the rock star of gaming?
Like, it is Kojima.
It's either him or the fucking the guy who does Castlevania. That dude that comes out with a fucking whip, leather hat, leather fucking trench coat.
But I mean, like, he's not name
brand.
He's not a name brand. He's not Kojima is a brand. Like, you know what kind of game you're getting if Kojima is involved.
I just want him to it's like, hey, we made this fucking horror game that's totally not PT. Wink. Because it's just like,
I'm telling you, I want him to make the game where the game call, like, put in your like, I want that. That sounded like such a great premise.
He wanted to do that back in like Sega CD.
Yeah, like have have your fucking system like call you. Like that would have been great.
No, not call you. If you die, the disc fucking spins and burns, and that's it. It's literally permanent.
Oh no, but he wanted also like around the PT era, he was like talking about doing a game that would like call you and text you when you're not playing. Like it was that immersive of an experience. That sounds awesome. Like you're just completely immersed in something. Like to me, that's great, and I could see him with the way AI is now, like that chat thing that everybody's freaking out about.
I mean, it's literally
using that to have the game actually.
It's literally
interact with you.
Jackbox. You use your phone. Your phone is your.
Well, yeah, you control it, but this would be like you play the game, but then when you turn the game off and you go, like if it's a horror game, the killer like sends you messages and taunts you and shit, and like that kind of immersion, like.
So, you remember that game you just kept sending me texts about? It's like, what the hell's this game that just kept getting nominated for everything? Immortality.
Oh yeah.
So, Immortality is a FMV game where you're trying to solve the murder of this actress. This actress made 3 films and then was murdered. And then there's all this clips from the movies that she's been in, behind the scenes stuff. But she was supposed to be like the next big fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like these 3 movies she was supposedly great in. So you go you watch a clip, and then you can take it and like rewind it or fast forward it, and you can zoom in on one part of the screen, and that might lead you to another. That might branch off into another clip.
And I mean, that sounds awesome.
It's
like if you were to remake Death Trap.
It's literally hundreds and hundreds of different combinations of clips. It's like how much they filmed, and they don't hold back. It's like there's nudity, there's fucking violence, like pretty graphic violence. There's swearing and all this other stuff. And this all takes place, I think, in the 70s. Yeah, I think it's in the 70s. And it's great because you got that New York 70s, early 80s fucking cops.
Oh, God, yeah.
That shows up every once in a while. And it was on Game Pass. And I've been meaning to fucking download because I watched somebody play like a little quick look of it. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing what they did. How that never went Best Narrative was...
Well, I think it was weighted, like God of War was weighted to God of War, all the reviewers, and because all those, that's all critic based voting.
Yeah,
and just like the Oscars, they have a very short memory.
But it's also how many actual fucking critics are left, or how many
who are actually unbiased. That's the problem.
Yeah, unbiased, or was the majority of these votes went out to like fucking Twitch streamers and YouTubers and all this.
Yeah, because I don't know who. Because like E3 and stuff, like fucking, kind of funny has voting power for like Game of the Year and shit at E3. Like they Greg Miller. Okay, yeah, he's been a gaming journalist long enough, but the other people that are on that channel with him were like fucking the AV guys that worked at IGN, not fucking actual critics.
Because I know Jeff Gershman was there. Giant Bomb was there.
I mean, we could have went. We could, like, it was open to the public.
No, I mean, like, I guess journalists wise. Because I don't think Jeff does fucking journalists anymore. He does like his own little podcast since he left Giant Bomb. And then Dan Riker took over Giant Bomb with a couple other people. But yeah, it's I would like to see the list of people who actually
get the vote.
Get the vote. And
I wonder if there might be a thing on the actual site.
I'll probably bet good money there's going to be a good portion of Twitch streamers and YouTubers.
Yeah, I think there might be an actual list of outlets on the Game Awards site. But
considering, I think it was like the highest views on Twitch streaming that day was the video game, because literally everybody on Twitch was streaming the video game awards.
Yeah, I mean, I sat here and watched it. I had it on YouTube. I sat and watched it.
I was watching somebody else stream it.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it with a commentary. I provided my own. See, but that's what we should be. We should, like when we said last week about doing the commentary tracks for movies of our own.
You just would have heard us. Well, you heard me fucking shitting on God of War winning everything.
I mean, it was kind of like
how that game.
Some of them I can go like a performance. All right,
that game won.
Chris Judge. I mean, he's been Kratos since the beginning.
No, he hasn't.
Was he not Kratos when it was the regular old PlayStation games?
You know who's the original fucking Kratos?
Who?
The guy from Mad TV who did the voice of Green Lantern on Justice League and all that. God, what's his name? Fuck.
The skinny black guy?
Yeah. That's why when he did the remake and they had Christopher Judge do it, like a lot of people was like, why not you bringing back the fucking original voice?
Yeah, I thought that was who it was the whole time.
I'm almost.
And then when he was thanking everybody, like I love it, like he's thanking all you. He didn't thank the creator of God of War. I didn't watch. He was streaming the Game Awards. I kind of was like interested in like to go back and watch his reaction when he's thanking everybody else, but the guy who created God of War isn't fucking getting thanked.
Not Ken Levine.
No.
God, I'm blanking on his fucking dude's name.
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, I he's friends with Colin, so I like follow him. Like I subscribe to him on YouTube. Like I don't watch him that often, but it is funny though. Like they just kind of like when the original creators of these games leave, they don't give them any kind of recognition.
I take it back. It's not the guy from Mad TV.
Who was it?
It's the guy from Living Single.
The big tall guy?
No, the other one.
The skinny short dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird because he had that's voice acting then because yeah.
He does the voice for Mace Windu. Yeah, he does. He's the voice for Mace Windu on all the Star Wars stuff.
Wow.
Clone Wars. He was on Black Lightning.
I need to go back and watch Black Lightning. I watched the first couple episodes and then it fell off with me. But I really did like the dude who played like the title character. Like he was a very good Black Lightning.
I can't like every time somebody brings up Black Lightning, the first thing that pops into my head is the SNL sketch of the death of Superman, and Sinbad was the host, and he was Black Lightning, and they wouldn't let him in because he was Black Lightning. He's like, "Who are you?" And then I was like, "I'm Black Lightning," and he fucking shocks him, and he's like, Lex Luthor's doing something, so all these superheroes gets together and they all leave, and then it just pans over and you see Sinbad as Black Lightning just stealing all the fucking food from the table.
Like that's a character DC Warner Brothers could do, and it could be as impactful as like Black Panther for Marvel. Warner Brothers also has Icon, which again, another black character that would be like an amazing fucking movie. Just because of how convoluted and fucked up his origin is.
Yeah, so that guy did all the God of War games except for the
two new ones.
The two new ones. But for that game to win best I guess what I don't know how do they word it? The colorblind.
Oh, the accessibility award.
Yeah, the accessibility award. Just because it had a colorblind
Dude,
mode.
every game's got colorblind mode.
Exactly.
Every game, every game that I have on that PlayStation right there has colorblind mode on it.
There was another game.
Destiny has had colorblind mode on it since Destiny 1.
There was another game that was nominated. Was fucking colorblind mode. It was the exact same thing.
And I'm colorblind, and those modes usually never work. I see no difference.
Hmm.
We went looking at paint samples today for the house, and I'm like, you're going to have to pick this because none of this looks right to me.
Well, this gray looks exactly like this.
Oh, no, she
gray
pulled
and
out
this-
2 blues, and I'm like, I don't see blue in these samples at all.
How you like this red? Where's the red?
She yelled at me once. She's like, and then how do you deal with streetlights? Like, with the green, I'm like, most green streetlights look almost white to me. Like, the LED ones, they look kind of white.
Oh, you just got to get those glasses, the colorblind glasses.
I don't know that will work either. It's just my eyes are. It's not like a. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain. I don't see the numbers in the dots. That's all I know. And they wanted me to stay back in kindergarten because they didn't believe I was colorblind. They just thought I was stupid.
Oh, the 80s.
You're lying. You just don't want to pay attention. That's red. That's yellow. I'm like, I can't see it.
Oh, it's not a concussion. Just rub some dirt and
Just rub some dirt
get
on
back
it.
in that fucking game, you pussy. What else came out from the video game? Then you had all the announcements because mainly nobody gives a shit about the awards. Everybody's there for the world premieres.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was like I would have been more intrigued if they would have actually gave out the awards for like the genres on air instead of just Jeff Keighley going, "Oh, and the nominees for best RPG are blah 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 blah," and this wins. Like the best community award, like the games with the best community and customer support and all that. I would think that I would want that award given out because that means you're on a this is supposed to be about games and gamers. Well, here's a category that's literally about the gamer community and the gamer interaction with the company. And you just nonchalantly like, oh, and this award goes to Final Fantasy 14.
I think last weekend was like the Streamies or something like that, or the Content Creator Awards. And I watched a couple clips because people post them on Twitter. And I'm like, God, this just looks so awful that I would never want to be here.
Here's the thing, I would love to get to that level where something of mine gets noticed, but you're up against channels that I follow that put a shit ton of production value in their stuff are up against just stupid shit.
Yeah, that dude passed 100 million fucking Twitch subscriptions. I don't know his name. I don't know if it's the same guy or a different guy. Had fucking Ronaldo came on his fucking stream, which is goddamn huge.
I mean, it's one of those you have to do things that keep people, And all the nights that I was sitting there streaming Gotham Knights, I got one new follower.
There you go.
And I was sitting there talking with the dude the whole time about, just, all right, the game would be great if we changed this, and that.
I mean, that's where you start.
Yeah.
Because I was extremely bored and couldn't sleep last night and went down this rabbit hole of the rise and fall of YouTube people or Twitch people and stuff like that. And
dude, that's such a horrible fucking genre of videos.
It's so depressing.
And when it's not, most of them are made to just be
well,
because you get views from hate.
Yeah. So the thing that made me click on it, I think, was the Boogie.
And Boogie's
Fall.
I feel bad for Boogie. Boogie's not a bad person. And all these people shit on him.
Yeah, it was him, some other dude who did Angry Grandpa, whoever that channel person. But yeah, it was just, I was like, man, I don't want to be get to that point where you're basically just having to beg to keep people.
See, and people are like shitting on Boogie because he made that video. I watched that video. He wasn't begging for money. He literally said, I was stupid. Somebody told me to get involved in crypto, and I did, and I lost a shit ton of money. I now have to, I can't do what I did the last couple of years and not put out content like I used to.
Well,
That's what his video was. He's like, I have to put out regular content now in order to make a living.
it's the fact of, I think it was the angry grandpa dude made videos of like, oh, we're broke and all this other stuff, and his wife's like, we're not broke. What the fuck are you talking about? We're not selling our house. We're not broke, and all this other stuff. So dude's like legit lies for clickbaits and stuff like that. That's how he lost a ton of his people. But I was like, can't you just go on public records and just look at their tax return?
Yeah,
from
like if
last year?
you truly wanted to see what these people,
Yeah.
you could...
So I don't know if it was like the person making a video. It's like, because they were only like 10 minutes, 12 minutes long.
Well,
so
I mean, the
I don't
thing...
know how much in depth.
I think
they did.
the issue with, because I saw something like... and I mean, it's a very, fuck you problem. That there was influencers and YouTubers couldn't get apartments in New York because they can't show steady proof of income. Because I guess you don't get...
Oh, it changes every month. So.
Well, it changes every month, but you don't get... It's not like... you're not getting a W-2 at the end of the year.
No, you get something.
You get like a 1099... You're getting something else
Yeah.
at the end of the year.
And you pay a shit ton of taxes.
Yeah, because you have to literally keep the money out of... they're just giving you the money. They're not taking taxes or anything out of it. That's
Yep.
on you to take the taxes out of it. It's basically they're going to give you... You're going to get a 1099 at the end of the year, and it's up to you to pay the taxes in that.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. It's like, at the end of the year, just like, how much I owe in taxes?
Yeah. That's why you just got to do a side hustle where it's all cash. I saw some dude he was talking about he runs vending machines.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a great way to just hide money from the IRS because it's all cash unless you have a credit card attached to it.
So.
Or car washes.
I mean, it was fucking Breaking Bad.
Well, no, I'm talking about the self car wash, like the pressure wash places
Oh, those
where it's just all cash.
coins. Well, now I think everything's.
I mean, something you can hook a credit card to it, but I
Yeah.
mean, the ones that used to be out here.
But most vending machines now have fucking.
Well,
credit
yeah,
card thing.
depending on where it is. Yeah, you either got a credit card reader on it or not. And even the machines that have them, that doesn't necessarily mean they're connected.
It's like somebody like Mr. Beast. Like, how much money?
YouTube's got to be paying him a shit ton of money. He's got because I've watched a couple of his videos recently just to see.
He's the most subscribed person.
Yeah, just to see what it is that he does. And I mean, some of it was one was 100. It was either 50 kids and 50 adults, and they had to stay in these two separated rooms for a week. And if whoever won had the most people at the end had got to split $500,000.
I've seen one or two of his. One of them is.
But I mean, stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you have to have a sponsor. That's.
Oh, dude, he makes.
You're getting nobody you didn't get to a point where you're rich enough to just throw up $500,000 of your own money to do this.
No, it's all
in a video that's not gonna make that back.
No, his videos are probably 100, close to 100 million.
But
views.
I mean, if he's getting $500,000, if he's getting $500,000 for
yeah, the sheer amount of money he makes just off of YouTube and sponsorship.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to have a shit. I don't know. If he's getting that kind of cut on ad revenue, that's kind of bullshit.
Well,
I think everybody, if an ad runs in your video, you should get the same cut that anybody else would. Especially since you see the same ads in different videos. What makes somebody's watching that ad in my video? What makes it any different? You're just more people are seeing it on that one. But we should all get the same percentage per ad.
What started on this rabbit hole is, those primitive building videos.
people. Yeah,
Just building a fucking swimming pool in an underground fucking mansion.
those are kind of cool. They are kind of cool.
All fake.
Well, I mean, I figured that, but I mean, it still looks.
Yeah. Because that was the video. The video was pointing out because I think Tim fucking posted some of those. Either Simpson or Tim posted them to Facebook every once in a while. They'll pop up. And this dude's just like, yeah, so here's the excavator tracks where they dug out these.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
massive
but it's
holes
still like.
And there's somebody flew a drone in because they know where they film it at.
Mm-hmm.
Like one channel, and basically flew in a drone. And it's like private property, so technically it's illegal for this dude to do
Yeah,
it.
he's
But-
basically trespassing.
Yeah. But he took video, and it shows like 12 people digging and sculpting and doing all this other stuff.
I mean, technically what they're doing can be done.
Yeah, but not 2 people and no tools. No modern tools.
No, I mean, technically, honestly, you probably could,
You could. It would take you fucking years.
but it would take forever.
Yeah.
And I think that's
It's like, oh, me and my homeboy here did it in fucking 10 days. We built this water that's crystal fucking blue that looks like it's coming out of the Caribbeans.
because I mean, all they do, like most of the buildings, it's just mud, and like because when you mix the mud and the water, it turns into concrete, just like.
So a silver engineer came on and said, yeah, that's not how fucking cement works. You take mud and water and you put it together, you just get muddy fucking water. It's not going to harden like concrete.
The fucking no, it would bake. It's just like the fucking the Hopis and all that. That's fucking it has to fucking dry.
No, but you have to add something to it to make concrete.
Yeah, it's broke up rocks. It's dirt.
What else? Also, the stream of water that they get to fill these pools and make fucking water slides and all this other stuff. Yeah, they said that the next closest water source is like 20-something miles away.
I mean, look, as long as... Because you know what? For everybody to sit and go, oh, it's fake, 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 I guarantee you there's somebody out there that would go, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it and prove you wrong.
Well, there's one person who started all this, I guess, fucking genre of channels.
Mm-hmm.
Some dude in Australia who's just like, hey, I'm just going to build a fucking... all this stuff like a primitive would do it back in the day. And he did it legit. Fucking, you see him sharpening a fucking rock to...
I think I've seen that. I saw him. I think I seen that dude like smelting for iron.
Like he built a house out of mud, and it's just like the most Minecraft-y, like the first time you get on Minecraft and you just build your house out of fucking dirt. It's the most basic fucking hut you can build.
I mean, that's like I watched a documentary that I forgot to bring up last time we were talking about it. And it's the Ancient Apocalypse documentary on Netflix.
Yeah,
and that dude gets a whole bunch of shit. Like, he's called the pseudoscience. I'm like, what he's not saying Atlantis existed. He's saying something happened 12,000 years ago that literally impacted the planet. And that's where a lot of the myths in that come from.
I mean, technically, a lot of scientists can point at this area being Atlantis. And the volcano eruption.
Well, yeah, I mean he's like
what made it sink into the sea.
He goes into like all these ancient cultures have these myths of like these people coming in and showing them how to do things, and everybody's like, "Oh no, that's pseudoscience." Yada yada yada. But there's this area in the Middle East. I can't remember where it is. But it was supposedly dug out by Christians escaping persecution. And it's mad. Like, the amount of time in history that the Christians were persecuted, it would not have been done in time. Like, it would have, like, it was done clearly longer before that. And it was over time, not, oh, we just did this to hide from the fucking Romans. Like, no. This was already here, and y'all kind of added to it. But somebody a long time ago dug this shit. It's literally fucking 9-level caverns of basically an underground city that you can go to. Like, this is something that exists in real life. It is like 9 levels underground
Well, there's that place in I forgot which country in Eastern Europe. Dude was tending to his garden, had this giant rock, and he moved it, and it led to a fucking tunnel. He followed the tunnel, led to a door. Got the door open. It was literally an underground city. Like a massive, massive underground city that this thousands of years ago, these people was escaping, I guess, some ruler that was kind of like wanting to kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally
Dug
underground and hid, and has this giant fucking catacomb. You can still go to this day and like explore, but it's just like massive. Like,
yeah, and people sit there and tell him he's crazy because he like everyone wants to, well, the church and all that want you to believe this was built by Christians escaping persecution. He's like, no, this was built by people who are escaping fucking like meteor showers and shit. Because why else would you be underground? Like that's what his like they call him a pseudo because like,
was there a lot of Christians in the Middle East?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like not really, because like who would they be being running from? Yeah, I don't even know how we got on that. Oh yeah, we're talking about YouTube and the streamies. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to get to that level and do stuff, but again, you have people who put in like high production with a lot of people going up against just fucking idiots that act like assholes on fucking YouTube. Like that's I mean, I remember back in the day, the big thing for any YouTuber was they'd be nominated for a legit award. Like to be nominated for like an Emmy in some like online like category or whatever that the Emmys had created. Like that was the thing, not the streamies.
A Webby,
whatever, the streamies, the Webbies, yeah. No, like the Emmys used to, I think, and they might still do it, give out for online content. Like it's one of the ones that gets given out like the week before or whatever. But
the technical aspect of the Emmys or the Oscars.
Yeah, when those are all given out, the fucking online content creator or whatever Emmy.
But yeah, it's the main. The only big things from the world premieres that's notable is Death Stranding 2.
I mean, I love Kojima's fucking style.
Yeah.
It's so cinematic. Like, I want to see him make a movie.
I wasn't expecting Death Stranding 2. I was expecting him to do something else.
He'd said it on the thing. He's working on another game.
Yeah. And
I'm pretty sure that's the Xbox game.
That's not coming out for fucking probably another 2-3 years.
Yeah, I mean, this one, and then again, the only reason this can come out so quick after the other one is he's literally working with Guerrilla. I mean, you already got this one.
Death Stranding 2, you could probably pop it out pretty quickly because you already.
Yeah, unless it changes. What I mean,
have that engine.
Well, yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Guerrilla's helping with Decima, so unless he completely changes the style of game.
Yeah, which I don't see.
No, this one's like, should we have connected? So you don't like it could become completely different now. And they were shooting at her.
You have that Hades 2, which we talked about earlier.
I've never played the first one.
I haven't played it, but I heard like everybody fucking loves that game. Like apparently it's a very.
I mean, I'm just not a fan of the
dual
twin stick.
Yeah, dual stick shooters.
Yeah.
I'm never really that good that style of games. You had Idris Elba is coming to
I thought I'm like
Cyberpunk.
They put Idris Elba in fucking Cyberpunk. I'm like, that's kind of, I mean, that is like, I'm hoping that DLC is pretty big to like go and wrangle somebody like Idris Elba to put him in it. I'm like, you either need a name to draw somebody into something that it's not gonna be that big, or it's going to be big enough that you brought in a name.
I don't think they have enough money. Like how many people got refunds on that game? And
I did the math because they put out all that happened, how much they actually paid in refunds. And it only came down to like 33,000 copies of the game. They sold 16 million and they only had to refund 33,000.
How many like, what's the player count now for that game?
I mean, it's not online, so I mean,
technically you have to be online to play the game,
mm-mm.
so you can't get a count on how many people's.
No, you don't have to be online to play that game.
You can play it offline.
Yeah. Nothing connects to anything. There's no multiplayer. Like, yeah, there's nothing that connects online to play that game.
I thought like the world regenerates like cloud.
No, that's why the PlayStation 4 had such a hard time running it, because it couldn't load the city. And on PS5, the PS5 version, yeah, there's a shit ton more people and stuff and all that. So yeah, that's why it did not work on PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 was not powerful enough to generate that entire world at one time.
The only thing, like, as soon as I heard Keanu Reeves' voice, for a second I thought it's like, oh, it's that fucking John Wick game that's coming out. And then it's like, once they started showing the different parts of the city, I'm like, oh, this is fucking Cyberpunk.
I mean, it's not a bad game.
So is the sequel going to be like?
It's not a sequel.
No,
it's
saying
the expansion.
If they ever do a sequel, it's going to be 2028.
I don't know. No, because 2077 is there.
Yeah, 2077 would be 2078.
So it is a sequel to, technically, its later date in the tabletop RPG is Cyberpunk, and there's different settings of like the year. So 2077 is after a campaign that the original creator wrote, because Johnny Silverhand is a character that was already created. That's not something CD Projekt Red came up with. Like, all those people that Jackie talks about, like Johnny Silverhand, the big robot guy.
Oh yeah.
Adam Smasher, and the other dudes he talked about, Morgan Blackhand, or something. Like, all those people Jackie talks about are characters that the original creator of the tabletop game created. And that's why I'm like, the original story of that game was not about Johnny Silverhand. When they got Keanu Reeves, they said, okay, we'll make it about Johnny Silverhand. But the way that opening is, I'm like, I think it was supposed to be about Morgan, because that was who Jackie was obsessed with. Like, I think just playing through it, I haven't played through it as many times as I've played through it now. I'm like, that was supposed to be a different story. It's kind of like Destiny. Destiny had a different story before its initial release, and Activision made them change it to be more online and fucking, weird.
I don't remember a single thing from that game.
From what?
Cyberpunk.
I started playing when I was in the hospital. I started playing through it again. Everybody's looking at me crazy because I'm just like sitting in the bed with this controller in front of me with my phone connected to it. And like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm playing my PlayStation back at my house. And then one of my doctors that came in and was dressing my foot was like, oh man, are you playing God of War? I think it's so great. And I'm like, I technically own it, but I haven't played it yet. He's like, oh man, I recommended it. So I'm like, okay, if you say so, bro. I'm playing Cyberpunk right now.
Claudio won the belt.
They've got to be making some kind of announcement with Ring of Honor soon then, if he's changing all the fucking belts. Who's holding all the belts?
Chris Jericho tapped from the swing.
Oh, God.
So it must be like some huge fucking 100 rotation swing.
So dumb.
The one thing we didn't talk about last time, which I think was last week.
Mm-hmm. We're just a couple of days off.
Was the sudden death of Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, because that happened. I think that happened. That happened while we were on that month. It happened before the last episode by like a week or two.
I think it was like the week before,
yeah.
maybe. He suddenly passed away from cancer at the age of 66, I think it was. And he was such a big part of like a lot of people's childhoods of being Batman.
Yeah, and his last performance is going to be Batman.
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad killed the Justice League.
Because I thought that was really cool that they got him, that he gets his last thing is going to be Batman one last time for the Suicide Squad, which I don't really have high hopes for that game. because you're playing against a fucking evil Superman. How is a fucking Suicide Squad going to shut down fucking Superman? Superman's not controlling himself.
Yeah,
so he's not limiting his powers.
Yeah, everybody would be dead.
Oh yeah,
just like the Flash. Like I don't know, like that was kind of
how the Flash or how like
because this was a direct continuation of the first trailer. Like the end of that first trailer, they take out Flash. That's why they dragging him in this one
accidentally
cut off his finger.
Like Batman alone would murder
every one of them,
all of them.
I like Harley's like Batman doesn't kill anybody, and like the guard's not dead. He's still like, he's fucked up. He's not dead. He is fucked up.
Isn't Joe King Shark?
I think so.
Yeah.
Which means he probably did mocap for it too. One of her cousins put up somebody had a picture of Sweet Tooth's ice cream van from the shoot.
Oh, really?
She posted it up from just like some reposted it on Facebook, and I'm like, I could have been in that goddamn movie or TV show. But it looks like, I mean, it's perfect, like as if you pulled it right out of the game. It's not stylized. It's not like, oh, if Sweet Tooth, like it's Sweet Tooth's fucking ice cream truck. And I know it's real because you can see like all the fucking film tents and shit in the back. Like, no, this is somebody snapped this picture on fucking set.
Wasn't supposed to.
Probably wasn't supposed to.
So yeah, it's awesome. Kevin Conroy gets to play Batman one last time. And then you had the only thing that got me excited was the BioShock, but it's not BioShock game.
No, Judas. I mean, it screams BioShock.
Oh yeah, it's made by Ken Levine.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, I've been waiting so long for another BioShock style game. I love those games. It's like BioShock 1 is like one of my favorite games of all time. Like I love that game. And 2 was so-so what they did. But 3, like Infinite, was like on a whole nother level with the story and the combat and stuff like that.
I mean, those games, I'm more interested in those games for story, not playing them. Like, I'm surprised I've played through Cyberpunk as much as I have because I'm not a fan of the first-person RPGs. But so like BioShock never like screamed to me. I remember when I played Oblivion, I played it for like 45 minutes and then got rid of it because I was playing it on my projector on the wall and I started getting motion sickness. So I'm playing it on a fucking like floor to ceiling fucking screen. I started getting motion sickness sitting in my chair watching this. I'm like, nope, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to play it because I didn't have a TV for like years. I just used the projector. So
I remember playing Skyrim.
I played Skyrim for like, I think I might have got 10 hours into Skyrim, accomplished nothing, and gave it to a friend of mine. I'm like, here you go.
It's probably about how much, because I tried to do the exploit, because it got to the point where it's like, man, I just want to fucking completely max out all my fucking stats.
And then just run through, and just play through the game, yeah.
So I started doing the cabbage exploit. Was it the cabbage or no, it was a dagger. You make something and then you enchant it, and then you go and sell it, and you get a shit ton of gold.
Oh yeah, and you keep doing it. That's like it's like Cyberpunk. Like they have all this stuff in there that you get like achievements for, right? Like if you buy all the cars, well, you have to fucking exploit in order to get enough money.
Yeah.
To buy all the cars.
See, because I love Fallout 3. Like I played the shit out of that game. I did every fucking thing. I went to every.
I played a crap ton of Fallout 4. I never beat it though.
Yeah, then I played Vegas. I didn't really do that much in Vegas because I hated the fact of Vegas is in the middle of the map and you can't go through Vegas to get from one side of the map to the other. You have to go all the way around. And then there's one section on the right-hand side of the map, I think it was. The right top was Deathclaw Country. It was just fucking infested with Deathclaws. So, but yeah, Fallout 4, I did every fucking thing in Fallout 4. All the DLCs. Same with 3.
I played a crap ton of it, but I never did finish it. I think that would probably. I guarantee you, if there was like, it would probably run better on the fucking PS5 now.
The only bad thing about 4 was stupid fucking settlement building bullshit.
I was okay with that. Like, that's the kind of crap that gets me sucked in and completely distracted from the story. That, like, cause like in games where you can make your own armor and oh god, that just crafting like sucks me in. I'm like, I want to build the best shit. I don't fucking care about like, cause it's another way to like, I want to max everything out. I'm like, no, I want to build like, I do the same thing in fucking, in Cyberpunk. Cause you can do the crafting where you can make your own weapons and shit. And I'm just like, I want to max out my fucking crafting skills so I can make all the things. And then I'm like, god damn it, now I need the materials.
Well, now I just want to roam the wasteland with my fucking dog next to me. And just murder shit.
I mean, that was fun. Like, you could get companions and crap in Fallout 4. And
I don't think I kept the dog.
I don't remember who I walked around with. But it's kind of like, to me, it's that's almost as good as Old Republic, where you can get like a second, like you can get it's based on like having a companion that comes with you, which then allows you to go through areas that you wouldn't be able to do on your own if you have your companion. They adjusted it to where the companion stays on level with you. So it used to be where you would have to like equip them as well with gear and stats, so they weren't as useful. But now that they level up with you, I'm like, all right, and the more your companionship goes up with them, the better their stats are. You don't need to play with anybody in that game.
I guess lastly, about video games we can talk about is what we've been playing.
Oh no, wait, there's still other things that came out. Like we can't skip over the best trailer that was there.
What?
The fucking crime boss.
Oh yeah,
Rock K.
I forgot about
Michael
that.
Madsen comes out.
Michael Madsen just like also doesn't want, he's like back there with Pacino's like, what the fuck is this? What are we doing?
Yeah, because he was on his I was in a movie with Pacino.
I am so high right now on. So I'm thinking this is going to be.
There's a gameplay out of it.
It has to be fun.
Like one of the guys that I follow had put gameplay out.
So it is
like
it's Payday.
No, that's a part of it, like the heist.
The heist.
But I mean, it's basically going to be like, I assume like it's like Cyberpunk first person, like RPG kind of deal.
But Jesus Christ, the cast.
That cast is great.
Not only you got Michael Madsen, you got fucking Michael Rooker,
Kim Basinger,
yeah,
Vanilla fucking Ice, Chuck fucking Norris, Danny Glover. I don't remember who the black guy's name.
He's from other. Fuck, I forgot.
I want to say he was the guy that was on stage with him.
Yeah, he was the guy. Yeah. He's British.
I don't remember what his name was. And then you had the Irish guy. But I mean, that game, like, that's the way, like, that trailer. Because even when you look at the trailer, you kind of see the gameplay in it. But I mean, it's first person.
Watching it, like, I automatically just went, like, oh, so they're making a Saints,
I thought it was, that's what I was
game.
at. I thought it was a Saints Row game, like, it would have been a third person. But no, it's like a first person. Like, it to me, everybody's like, oh, this is just Payday. And I'm like, well, no, because they're just showing you gameplay footage. This doesn't mean like everything in this is heist.
It's also a lot of the videos they show you, all of that was just like not the finished product.
Yeah,
like all of it was just cinematographic.
Yeah, because even the footage said
no
like pre-alpha like gameplay and the stuff for that game, the Game Riot had. Because like the next day he had like a mission of them like stealing statues and stuff from a hotel or something. But I mean, it looked interesting enough to me. Like I'd play it. And then there was the that's more along the lines of my fandom that, oh my God, just tells me the fandom that I'm a part of is full of fucking butthurt little assholes. the Transformers game trailer that you didn't really know was a Transformers game unless you paid attention till the very end and then the logo came up.
Oh no, I knew it instantly. That was a fucking Transformers game.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you look at like all the like first person shit, it's got like Cybertronian written all over it.
Yeah.
You can see the logos and stuff everywhere. But like to literally see the forums on TFW 2005, like the big Transformers fucking site, like people like, what the fuck is like oh my god, it was horrible. I just wanted to be like, y'all are all a bunch of fucking whiny pieces of baby shit. Like the website went live after the fucking trailer played, and it explains the fucking game, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Like, it better not be a first problem. Like, oh my god, fucking read the website.
I really like those Transformers games that came out for Cybertron and all that.
Well, that's what people are complaining. Well, this isn't that. I'm like, not everything is gonna be. You're like, I'm tired of fucking humans. And they're like, oh, I didn't know it was a Transformers game until the fucking logo came up. I'm like, really? Bumblebee's arms in the fucking front of your face didn't give it away. With the schematic of fucking Bumblebee in the background on the fucking screen. It's so fucking just, I'm like, oh my god. You give all of us normal people fucking bad names. Yes, I have a mountain of plastic robots, but god, Jesus, I actually have fucking common sense. I mean, I kind of hope it is a third-person fucking version of Destiny, because that's how the fucking developers have kind of described it. It's like a Destiny-esque...
Transformers?
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you play as the Transformers, then I'm not, like, no.
Yeah.
But if you were to, like, create your own character in one of those, like, Destiny kind of, like, support tank damage rolls, and you, like, rolled around with Transform, like, that would, to me, would be more interesting.
For a split second... Before I realized it was Transformers, my first thought was, holy shit, are we getting another Titanfall?
And then that's another thing that people like say, oh, it's fucking Titanfall. I'm like...
When Robot Arm came in, and I'm like, oh, we getting Titanfall? And then instantly I'm like, probably not. Yeah, this is probably Transformers.
Yeah, because that hand's like way...
Because you got the fucking movie coming out next year.
Yeah, like so... They want to, yeah, and this was a development by another studio. Then they took it from that studio and gave it to Splash Damage.
Yeah.
And then we got fucking FromSoft's making another fucking Armored Core. That trailer looked fucking awesome.
It looked awesome, because that was the end. Yeah, I think that was the last fucking trailer that got announced.
It was one of the last. No, because no, that was before. And then the last thing they showed was Final Fantasy 16.
Oh,
was after that.
Because
that dude came out on stage before the last award.
Yeah, because when he flashed the Bandai
Namco, everybody went nuts, and I'm like, all right, what the hell does Bandai Namco have? Then the FromSoft came up, and I'm like, oh yeah.
So when the Bandai name came up, I instantly, that's when I thought it's like, oh, Sekiro 2, DLC for Elden Ring. Another probably fucking port upgrade of Demon Souls or Dark Souls, or maybe another Dark Souls.
It's been rumored that they were going to do another Armored Core, and everybody was blowing it off. Like, why would they go back and do another Armored Core if they were doing stuff like Elden Ring? Yeah, because it's been a long time. And it's like, because it's going to be fucking awesome. That's why.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people go nuts. I never played none of the Armored Core.
I mean, it's a mech game. I'm like, I'm all in it. The only thing that could have gotten me more hyped would have been if fucking Square Enix came out and said, oh, we're doing another Front Mission.
See, that was another thing, too.
Front Mission, I would have been like, all right, it's a fucking tactical mech game. Like, hell yes.
Like, when they were doing those awards, when Jeff was just, like, naming the awards.
Yeah, his
nominations and stuff like that. Like... People are going nuts for like Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy 16.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can hear the people in the crowd just go fucking nuts. And then I wonder if they drowned out the boos or they turned out the mics because they were booing Bayonetta 3
when it won.
Yeah,
it's so weird that won, especially after all. Yeah, because all the shit that had happened with the fucking voice actress and shit.
But also they went back, like the studio went back to like, no, we did, like they proved otherwise, and then just kind of went away.
And then the fucking Bayonetta origin,
Yeah.
fucking like we're gonna turn Bayonetta into a Nintendo property.
The one thing I was kind of shocked you didn't see was like the next big game that's coming out is the Resident Evil 4. Like you didn't get nothing from them.
Yeah, because I mean the only thing Capcom had there was Street Fighter 6, which is kind of cool that you can make your own person.
It's fucking weird.
It is, but it is still kind of cool. Like now, I'm assuming you can change body sizes because the dude they showed was like skinny as hell, and everybody fucking is jacked to Jesus.
Oh, also Tekken 6 looked fucking crazy.
I mean, it's fucking Tekken.
Yeah. If I'm not throwing somebody in a fucking volcano,
I mean,
what are we doing?
It's fucking,
What are we doing?
It's fucking Tekken. That's what I'm saying, like the fucking Death Stranding, Armored Core. I'm still not on board with Final. Like I'm assuming Final Fantasy 16 is gonna play like the 7 remake, which I'm okay with, as long as it doesn't play Final Fantasy 15. That was shit.
I don't even remember the last time I played a Final Fantasy game.
I haven't played a proper Final Fantasy game since.
I think it's when the first time I went to 360.
I haven't played a proper Final Fantasy game since I bought 12, and I'm like, this is horrible.
I think it was like either 10 or 11.
11 was on plan, so it had to have been 10 or 12.
Okay.
I mean, I've played some of 14, but I've only played it on console, and it's like the
'Cause
UI does not work on console.
Because at the time, I was an achievement whore, and I had to fucking get perfect 100% on every game. And I was playing that game, and I can't have it
Not be 100.
not be 100%. It's because I remember I was missing. You get to that big open area, part of the land, and they had the animals,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to go hunt down the wanted animals and stuff like that. I was doing that, whatever that game was. That was. The
I think
last
that
time.
was 12.
Okay. And I think I got down to like one of the last fucking creatures, and it's just like, this takes way too long to fucking.
Yeah, I'm
take
just
down.
not. Yeah, I the last one I have played through all the way. I mean, well, it would be Final Fantasy 7 remake. But before that, the last one I played through all the way and beat was 10 and 10-2. That was it. That was the last two that I played completely through start to finish.
I want to say I beat 12, and that's about it. And then they started doing those like little expansion, like 12 dash whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, no, that was 13. 13 came out,
Was it
and it was like 13-2 and 13
Okay.
Lightnings, whatever.
I maybe played those. Was that the weird fucking
With
singing?
the girl. No, that was 10-2.
Was that 10-2?
10-2 was the one with the sing, like the concert.
Okay. I don't know.
That was Yuna and Yuffie and
The weird
the goth chick.
sports.
They were
game.
in, yeah, well, that was 10, had the actual Blitzball in it, which
Blitzball.
I always wanted Blitzball to be its own game. I'd have played the hell out of Blitzball
Oh, yeah,
if
that
it was
was
its
another
own
thing.
game.
Like kind of crazy out of left field. Blood Bowl 3.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Blood Bowl 3 is coming out, and I'm like, wow, that's a fucking blast from the past.
But yeah, I mean, there was some, like I said, Death Stranding, the Cyberpunk expansion.
Only one trailer got me excited, and that was not Bioshock.
Judas. Yeah, I mean, again, like there's certain games that I'll wait for. Like it doesn't bother me. Like I've got Midnight Suns, Need for Speed. I just bought, and that's it. And last night I got the another expansion for Jurassic World Evolution came out. It's got the I guess it's the story from
Domination.
Jurassic World Dominion, which those aren't even. I mean, it's basically cursory to what goes on in the movies, because all you're doing really is playing through scenarios to get access to the dinosaurs that showed up in the movie.
Oh, you get access to the fucking locusts? Or the locusts?
Probably so. There'll probably be some scenario with the locust. No, that was in the actual Evolution 2. Like, there's a thing where that whole bit where the you play through that whole bit where the bugs get out. Like, you don't see it, but you're like left with like the burnt out remains of the area, and you have to rebuild enclosures and stuff in the area. It's a strategy game. Like it's then you don't play through all the Chris Pratt stuff. You're playing as the scientist making dinosaurs, which is way more interesting to me.
So I was looking at the upcoming games for the next couple months. Everything on Xbox. And I counted maybe 4 games that looks interesting. 3 games I'm definitely buying, and then there's a 4th game that's a possibility. But after playing Callisto Protocol, I might wait until like either the day of or the day after for like our reviews to start coming out.
Just to be able to watch.
Because I was extremely excited for Callisto Protocol to come out, because it's basically the same creators.
Dead Space.
It's
the same guy who did Dead Space. Like, I'm not at the company anymore. I can't make a Dead Space game, so I'm going to make something that is Dead Space that's not called Dead Space.
Yeah. Deader Space.
Yeah.
Space Dead. And I wish I would have waited until this game went on sale. Like, do not pay full price for this game. This game is so bad. The writing on this game is the most generic sci-fi, and it's literally, you play through that game, it's like, oh, this is exactly what happens in Dead Space 2. This is what happens in Dead Space 1.
Mm-hmm.
All these fucking different scenarios. The only positive I can say about that game, it looks fucking amazing. Like,
I think that's what they were hoping for. Like, it's going to play like Dead Space. It's going to look phenomenal. We don't have to put much else into it.
And it got legit actors.
Yeah.
They got Mr. Fergie, Josh Duvall.
Yeah.
Who for the longest time he was just known as
Mr. Fergie.
The person who married Fergie from
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, and he was in a couple of Transformers movies.
Yeah.
At his height of popularity.
Yeah.
With what's his face? Oh God.
Shia LaDouche.
No, his partner
Tyrese.
With Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese. And then they disappeared. Like, oh, where's so and so? Like, oh, he's off doing some other mission.
He just
with some other Autobots.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about them.
Dude, I saw a video of somebody who, and it might have been Screen Crush. I don't know. I saw a video. It was a theory for how to end the Fast and the Furious franchise, and it all revolves around Tyrese. And it started in this last movie that came out, with the one with John Cena.
Yeah.
Because Tyrese in that movie, his character in that movie is like, we can't die. Like, did you see what just happened to me? And I am perfectly fine. Like, almost like he's breaking the fourth wall, but not really. And the dude's theory was that's how the last one should be. Like, he fully realizes he is a movie character, that nothing will happen to him.
Wow.
Because he is a member of the main cast. So he just does more and more crazy shit.
He's not a side character.
He's not a side character. He's a main character, so nothing will happen to him. Like, he should go full-blown Deadpool.
When he got introduced, the second one? Or the third?
Yeah, the second one. He's been around. He wasn't in the third one. He wasn't in the second one. No, he was in the second one. He wasn't in the third one.
Has Ludacris been in every one of them?
Ludacris was not in the first one. He was not in the third one. Ludacris showed up in the second one.
Yeah.
And 5? Because I think 4 was just Dom, Letty, Han, and they're too far. Like, that one was the, like, this is what Dominic and them were doing before all of this. And then 5 was the one where I think all of them came back together.
Is that when they went to Brazil?
Yes. Which was probably, that one is the best. Like, to me, Tokyo Drift is the best one. I like that one. Because it's legitimately about a street. Like, the first one wasn't about street racing. It really wasn't.
They brought him back, right?
The dude from Tokyo Drift? Yeah, and he looks so old, and it's not supposed to be. That dude did not age well.
Yeah, he was in CSI New Orleans.
Yeah. And when they reintroduce him at Han's funeral in one of the movies, like he looks, because what they do is they have a continuation of the end of Tokyo Drift, like after the race between him and Dominic, and he looks so much older in that flashback. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'll give it to Justin Lin. He made it's a cohesive story if you watch them all. It's over the top, like the set pieces and stuff, like, oh, we need to make an action movie. But I mean, it is a cohesive, like if you just watch it and like, all right, this does make sense, blah, 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 until fucking, Hooper shows up as like fucking Mr. Nobody and is like, I run, like, I'm not a CIA, I'm above the CIA. And
Kurt Russell.
Yeah. And the best characters that show that franchise introduced were Han, Hobbs, and Shaw.
Dude, I was so disappointed with Hobbs and Shaw because literally this fucking Jason.
I mean, it's Jason Statham in The Rock acting like Jason Statham in The Rock, and fucking Idris Elba being like, "No, I am fucking amazing."
No, but when they have written in their fucking contracts, nobody can beat me up. I can only get punched.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
nobody lays a finger on me.
That's the Jason Statham.
Yeah,
but I mean, it also comes down to like The Rock doesn't have like clearly Black Adam not getting released in China hurt that movie massively.
There was something The Rock put in Black Adam that somebody was talking about, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something like that. Like how Jason Statham has like nobody can land a punch on me.
Yeah.
Unless it was the main bad guy, that was it. Because he's super powered. He's like a fucking half robot.
Oh yeah, because
the end fight scene.
Idris Elba was like enhanced.
Yeah, the Black Superman.
Yeah.
All right, so Callisto Protocol. You also had Karen. Forgot her last name, but she plays Kyoko from The Boys.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember seeing her in a commercial.
It's not a good game. It looks amazing. The main thing that really fucking kills this game is the combat, because you have to. They put a lot of emphasis on melee combat against these not quote unquote necromorphs. And you have to dodge by moving the stick left and right. You dodge left, move the stick left. Dodge right, move the stick right. And if you have a good fucking controller that's responsive, and it's not that hard. And then it gets to the point where it just gets repetitive. It's the same fucking creatures. It's the same areas. Everything looks exactly the same. There's only one fucking mini boss. There's one boss battle you have. And then you fight that boss 4 more times in different, like, smaller areas. So you don't have any other boss fights except for this one fucking creature. And then you get to the main boss at the end. And then stop me if you heard this before. So a mining company goes off to a foreign planet, digs into this mountain, unleashes an alien life form. Fast forward way into the future, like 75 years into the future, a different, bigger company that's not Weyland-Yutani comes to that planet, uses said DNA of the alien to use as bioweapons, gets unleashed into this prison to create the protocol.
Wow.
And it's literally like the same story for BioShock.
So he's like, I'm gonna make
Bioshock Dead Space.
He's like, I'm gonna make an homage to my game to
It's the most
aliens to
yeah, it's the most generic fucking sci-fi story. It's literally like a kid watched a couple alien films and
said, I can do that. I want to do that.
Yeah, I can do that. That's simple. And just literally
Use the same plot.
Same plots. And all I guess it's one of those games. Every year, I guess you get that one or two games that you just can't wait to play, and that's fuck. I'm gonna play the shit out of that game.
And then you get it, and
you get it. And it's so fucking disappointing. And then it's like, fuck, I should have known better because the reviews never came out until like the day before the game came out. So yeah, definitely wait until.
Well, I mean, that's like, so I've been playing Midnight Suns, and one of the guys I follow on YouTube clearly got it early and put up a video in the middle of his Need for Speed Unbound stuff. And to read the comments, because I mean, this dude, he does do a lot of racing stuff and car stuff games. So clearly, his comment sections are full of like, this is a shit game, fucking cards, yada yada, like all this crap. And I'm watching it and I'm like, this fucking game is awesome. Like, you actually have to think. And yeah, it's this, you're fighting the same things over and over again, but that's comic books. Like, you're fucking fighting Hydra. Like, they just throw fucking cannon fodder at you, and fucking there's demons, and fucking they're throwing demon fodder at you. So
the person I'm watching play Midnight Suns, every time Blade shows up, he just starts yelling. Motherfucker's always trying to ice skate up a hill.
Dude, wait till he has to, like, so in order to you get, so I mean, clearly you've been watching it, so you see how you get the abilities, you get the little coils, and Tony opens them, and you get those, you get new cards and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the portal.
Yeah, well, yeah, with the forge.
The forge, yeah.
To get, like, good, to get the other characters, like, bonuses and stuff, you have to, like, hang out with them and, like, build relationships.
He just did that with some chick they watched a movie. Like, it was the beginning of the video.
Yeah, so it was probably Nico. You hang out, like, so you basically
watch some
have to
movie with her.
You basically have to hang out. Like, all these people have to, like, start trusting you because you're just like, they don't know who, like, you just got raised from the dead.
Yeah, and it's like his verbiage. It's like, dude, you was alive back in like
no, they explain it. Like, he wasn't fully dead, so somehow he knows what things are, but he's never experienced them. Like, the character doesn't even understand it, but he wasn't truly fully dead. Like, they literally have a whole scene where he's like the character's like, I know what this is. I don't know why I know what this is, and I couldn't tell you how to do that, but I know what it is. Because he doesn't remember how he dies. Like, he dies fighting Lilith, and Lilith gets captured, but he does not remember how he dies.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Time out 1 second. Back to the Video Game Awards. Hellboy.
The weird, something of Word of Weird or something.
Yeah, and it's basically the style of the comic book.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, you have to build up like, wait until he has to start hanging out with Blade. Like, those are some weird, like, because you think Blade, you think of West, like, some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. And then it's like you're becoming friends with Blade, and he's, like, slowly opening up to you. He talks about having to kill the person who trained him. Like, all these friends of his that eventually he has to kill because they're either vampires or whatever. And he hasn't explained why he killed his mother yet. Like, that one he had, because you got to get, basically, in order to pry his past out of him, you have to build up trust. And that's basically what it is. It's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm not going to, like, so, but as you do it, they get more bonuses. Like, they'll start a fight with, like, block already on, like, shield, and, you know. So you have to do these things to, like, depending on what characters you want to bring into battle all the time. Like, if you just hang out with them, their stats shoot up.
I still can't get over the fucking how horrible the voice actor is for Tony Stark.
Just wait until, like, you get into, like, he is a, like, it is very much the Marvel, like it's not MCU Tony was arrogant. Like, Marvel Comics Tony is, like, a belligerent asshole. And, like, he goes, like, so... After you recruit Spider-Man, because you already start with the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. After Spider-Man comes in, those two start hanging out because they, you know, Spider-Man makes all his shit and Robbie's like a gearhead and stuff. So they have their own little thing in the garage where like they make special abilities. Like you go find components and you get like the special cards from them. Tony shows up and he's like, oh, I just want to hang out, you know, because I like building things too. And he just fucking takes over the garage and puts all kind of shit in there like fucking Tony Stark would do. And they're like, basically like, fuck you, we're leaving. And he has to like come crawling back and apologize in the most asshole way possible. He's like, and fucking Robbie's like, hey, yeah, you remember like this steel company, like, you know, you bought and closed down, and then you said you were going to build this technology center in town and all these people were going to get jobs, and oh yeah, by the way, that never happened, and all the kids in my, like, everybody in my neighborhood left, and now it's a shit neighborhood that's like full of gang, like basically telling Tony like, you fucked my neighborhood over. Like almost blaming Tony for like, because I think his brother's in a wheelchair because he got shot in a drive-by, and basically like, you're the reason why my life is shit because you came to town and fucking shut down the steel plant. And Tony goes, well, he goes, I went back and looked, and he's like, yeah, I bought the steel plant because I didn't want Roxxon buying it. And we shut it down because it was basically, we found out that every bit of profit that the plant was making, the owner put back in to keep it running. So the dude was doing, the owner of the steel plant was doing the altruistic thing, like, I'm going to keep the neighborhood alive and everything because, like, all the money's just going right back into the plant and the community to keep everything running. Tony comes in. Oh, it's losing money. We can't make a profit off of it. Closes it down. Makes a shitty promise that it was never going to happen about building something for the community to, like, help them get new jobs, and just disappears. And he's like, I'm an ass. Like, he's literally has to tell Robbie, like, I'm an asshole. Like, I can't give you a reason other than the person I was like 10 years ago is not the person who I want. I don't like the person I was 10 years ago. I mean, it's stuff like that that's really good. Like, the story gets really good. Like, the interactions with like the characters and stuff. Like Steve talking about, yeah, like I was a kid when I joined the army, and you know, all I do now is fight. And like the other girl, like your character's like, yeah, I was born and trained to fight since I was a little kid, and I know nothing else. And it's a young Spider-Man who was born in like the 90s, so he has no idea about anything else before then. So he's kind of like, oh man, you look like this vampire from a movie that came out before I was born. And Blade's got a crush on Carol, which I found funny. He's trying to, you know, he uses a book club to try and get closer to her.
Is that the old lady?
No, Carol Danvers. Like Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
He's got like a crush on Captain Marvel. So, I mean, it's good. Like, it's long. And like I said, it depends on how you play the encounters on how long it actually will be. I am running into an issue right now where, like, there's an intel thing where you go and you can send characters off to do things that you don't control. But every mission ends with, like, it generating a comic book cover. And right now, when you go to the intel thing to, like, finish a mission for it, it like crashes as it's trying to create the comic book cover. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And if you don't finish that, you can't, like some of the missions you have to bring certain people on. So like right now I can't do any mission that requires Carol because it's stuck. I can't get past like accepting and finishing her mission, her intel mission, because it fucking crashes. I've sent like 10 fucking crash reports to fucking Sony last night because but I mean, again, it's good. And like you said, it looks fucking amazing. Like it's the graphics are pretty rudimentary, but like that monitor right there, good God, high refresh monitor. I can't believe I never had a TV with that high refresh rate. Even though that monitor right there is only 1080, but that refresh rate makes that game look so much better. And the actual abilities, if you feel like you're actually controlling the heroes, because it's not like XCOM where, because the person in charge of Firaxis said, like, we didn't want to make an XCOM game because it would be kind of stupid if, you know, Captain America missed a punch because of an invisible dice roll. Like, he had a 99% chance to hit and he rolled a 1. Like, that doesn't make sense in a superhero genre, so we did it this way, where everything will hit. Like, you won't miss. It's just, how do you... Either they're going to have a resistance or a shield or something to, like, absorb the damage, but you're never going to miss. Like, if you got shield up, they're going to hit you and your shield's going to go away, but you're still going to get hit and knocked back or whatever. So it actually feels like you're actually using and playing as these characters. Spider-Man jumping around, fucking, you know, have a card that says maximum, like a chain strike, and it's like maximum of 4. If you KO each person, he'll go through 4 of them as long as the next person's KO'd. So you got like Spider-Man swinging around, fucking like kicking people in the fucking head, knocking them out. I mean, it looks really good. I wish they would come out with some more skins though. The DLC characters are an interesting bunch. It is Deadpool. I'm assuming you cleanse Venom, because Venom's like the first big villain you fight.
Yeah, I seen that.
And
fight.
his fucking character design as fucking Fallen Venom is fucking awesome. And then Morbius and Storm.
Oh, it's mobbing time.
So the images of them, like on the premium, the season pass, they look fucking awesome. Fucking, it's so funny. Deadpool's wearing like a wizard fucking hat, because that's gonna be fucking hilarious if they write it right.
I wonder if Nolan North's gonna come back and do the voice for it.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm playing as the female hunter, and it's because I started as the male, and like the voice actor is just not as good as the female voice actor. It's just like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla. Like, I played Odyssey. I tried playing Odyssey as the male, and I just could not stand his voice. And then I played Valhalla. I tried playing as a male. I'm like, nope, I just switched to the girl. Like, I don't know what it is, but the female voice actors are just... They're not as annoying to listen to. Mm. Even when the dialogue's not that great. Like, they're just not that annoying to listen to.
Yeah, because the 3 games that's coming out between now and March, well, January to March, is the Dead Space remake, which apparently they got new voice actors to do.
Yeah, that's a complete ground up. Like, that's all redone.
Yeah, I watched they showed the first 10 minutes of the video game, and somebody posted a video of the side-by-side comparison from the original, and it looks amazing.
I mean, I'm okay with some games getting remade. Like Dead Space, it benefits from a remake. Final Fantasy VII benefits from a remake.
Well, it's a remake. It's a retelling also.
Yeah, so it's changed. That's like the 7 is like the story's not verbatim.
Yeah.
So like to me, that's worth the time, effort, and money. Like, all right, it's the same, but we're gonna change it.
It's one of those franchises like the more sequels came out, the worse it got.
Yeah, it's not like The Last of Us where we're just releasing the same game with prettier graphics 5 times.
Yeah.
That was a funny. I mean, not funny, but that was a kind of meta bit at the Game Awards.
Well,
when Joel and Ellie came out with Joel and Ellie.
Well, the voice actress for Ellie is playing her mom.
Oh, they finally said who she actually was?
Yeah. They showed a picture of her. Like, it was in that, like, the big full trailer that got released.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
You see, like, her face screaming, and she holds a baby afterwards, I think. And I think they made it official that
she's playing Ellie's mom.
Ellie's mom. So you got Dead Space at the end of January, I think the 27th. And then you got Yakuza Ishin in February, which is just the one Yakuza game they never brought over from Japan, other than Dead Souls. No, they brought Dead Souls over.
I don't know. They announced a bunch of stuff. Like next year's gonna be pretty full.
You got RE4. Atomic Heart looks pretty good. It reminds me of like a Russian version of BioShock. It looks interesting, and luckily it's on Game Pass, so I don't have to fucking buy it. Technically, I don't have to.
I mean, I'll see how like I think I get a free month with the new computer that comes Tuesday of Game Pass.
It's worth it. Like it's
to see what is actually on it.
It's so worth it. It's like hundreds of fucking games you can play. It's like,
I mean, I get access to games on the PlayStation, and I still like. There's certain old games. I'm like, I don't need any of these. Like, give me. I'm looking for certain old games, and then even then, I still like all I've got 7, 8, 9 Final Fantasies, 10 and 10-2. I've played all those. I played through all of them except Non. I stopped at Non. I stopped Non at some point, but I haven't started them back up again to play. Like. You tell them, look, you can't separate them. They freak out if you separate them.
And then you got Skull and Bones.
That one I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to. I'll wait until I see somebody playing it.
Yeah, that's
like because I enjoyed the pirate stuff in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Like that was like I spent a lot of time like trying, and even in Odyssey. I spent a lot of time trying to
it's like
fight things in Odyssey.
It was the only good thing in Assassin's Creed 3 was the boat, and then they really fucking
they went all in on Black Flag.
Black Flag
was because that was literally a pirate game.
Yeah, and then
this game has been in development since then.
They had the oh god, what was the one that came out same day as
Rogue?
Rogue was also.
You see, I got that too on play. I haven't played it yet.
Rogue is good. It's a underrated Assassin's Creed game that don't get talked about because it got overshadowed by Unity.
Yeah,
Unity.
Yeah, it was the one that wasn't broken.
Yeah, that wasn't on fire launch day. But I don't know what that Mirage is that's coming out, the new Assassin's Creed.
Is that the like world one, like where it's? I think that's the online.
Is it the online one?
I think that Mirage is the online one.
Yeah, then
because one of them's the like literally Salem Witch Trials era. Because that one had the fucking clear wicker person.
1600s.
Yeah.
But we did that already with fucking 3.
3, I'm like, is 3? No, that was 17. That's
it's the Revolutionary War.
Yeah,
I mean, it's only 100 years.
I don't know. Clearly, that was meant to be like Salem Witch era because it had like the Blair Witch hanging twig person thing, and then the what was it? The other one, is it Jade? The Chinese? The China set one's the mobile game.
Yeah.
Then the other one is the one in feudal Japan. There's one in feudal Japan, and then there's one in the Salem era, and then the online hub world with all the different things that you can go do in different places.
You think they'll do another Legion? I mean, Watch Dogs?
I don't know. Like, I think they didn't fully flesh out what Legion could do. Like, I love the whole you can recruit anybody.
Yeah.
But I think
it got
because it was on
while.
PS4, it didn't have the ability to randomize as well as it could.
Yeah, because a lot of times it was the same fucking people over and over.
Like, you would get the same, like, what do I need? Like, an old lady with the same things that the...
Yeah.
So basically it was, like, the story I found was good. Like, going after this, like, paramilitary, like, that I found okay. It was...
I know they dumped a lot into, like, the DLC stuff. They did a lot for the DLC.
I mean, it was the Aiden Pierce thing.
The co-ops.
Yeah, the modes and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if that zombie mode ever came out though. That was what. No, yeah, it did.
It did.
I tried playing it, and it's literally it's permadeath. Like it's not a respawn. It's permadeath. That was like I'm like I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, Among Us, but there's a killer trying to find you and kill you. So it's hide and seek. So like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
But Among Us.
But yeah, the zombie bit was interesting enough. It's just one because you literally have to like sneak around, and if you know, it's literally this is a true zombie survival thing. But it is meant to be played with more than one person.
Yeah.
Like I would rather it if it was just you and not permadeath. Like all right, respawn me somewhere else, but don't permadeath me.
I think Halo finally released the Forge stuff, so people are making their own maps now on Halo. Unfortunately, I don't think it has the player base that they.
No, I mean it came out.
Like
it was horrible at launch. If it would have been horrible at launch, it probably would have stayed around. Yeah, I don't know what exclusives are yet to come out for PlayStation.
You still don't have co-op in that game. That keeps getting delayed and delayed.
In what, Halo?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to just move on.
So I guess we'll go into the movie. I didn't really. The only thing I watched was Rick and Morty came back, and I watched the 2 episodes that came out. And very good.
The meta one was fucking hilarious. With the dude from the train episode. Telling the writer, kill your own creation. Stop writing. And then at the end, he fucking starts writing again, and the fucking ghost is like, no.
I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen him when Jerry gets the orb.
Yeah.
And then the next episode was Cut Your Dick Off, Sunmin, with Jack Black and... You never seen that one?
No, you're not watching. You haven't seen all then.
No, because I seen the only 2 that popped up on my DVR was those 2. I might have missed. I might have never recorded one.
My stuff.
Because Jerry gets the orb and they got Piss Man.
You had so I haven't watched this one. You had Analyze Piss, the full meta,
Okay, I didn't see that.
and then this one was clearly Rick and King Mortis Mort. I haven't watched that one, but then you had Analyze Piss was the orb one.
Yeah.
Full meta Jack Rick was the meta episode. So remember the train episode?
From a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, that guy comes back as the villain, and they get stuck in like some bug thing. They redoing the opening and like all these things, and Rick's like, "Wait, this didn't happen." Like, what is it? And they like he gets pulled in, and they're like this. They fight like some Avengers team of writing, and it's like retcon. They fight retcon.
Yeah.
All these other things. It's so good. And there's like some author or whatever, and he tells him he gets retcon or whatever to like tell the writer. He breaks that wall too. Like he goes and sees. Well, no, the train character breaks the wall and comes into reality. And Rick's like, that's like the opening is like, this didn't happen in this episode. And Morty's like, what are you talking about? Episodes? Like, nothing. Don't worry about it. So clearly, like Rick knows I exist in a TV show.
Is it like that Star Trek episode where Moriarty escapes from the holodeck and goes onto the ship?
Kinda. Where he escapes into a reality, except this doesn't break into a reality like the character from the train game. It breaks into their reality.
Yeah.
But Rick knows they're in a show. Like the opening, because like the opening changes, like all the things change. And he's like, that didn't happen. And he literally, when the butter's melted, he goes, up, next episode. And Morty's like, what? He's like, nah, don't worry about it. And then the vampire, he's like, that didn't happen yet.
All right, I'm going to have to go back and try to find that episode. I'm guessing I have to go on Adult Swim.
Probably.
Because Hulu... No, HBO Max only gets, like... It doesn't have the new episodes on there. Because I think they have a contract that has to go on Adult Swim first. And then when that season's over...
Then it'll get everything.
Then it goes to HBO Max that season.
Yeah, what else is doing that? I can't remember. There's another show that's doing that. It's on something else, and then after it's done,
it's probably
it'll be on one of the streaming.
I think FX does that with some of their shows.
Well, I mean, FX is basically owned by Disney now. That's why everything's on Hulu.
I mean, you can say fuck Better Call Saul goes on AMC streaming before it goes to Netflix.
Yes, like AMC Plus has, and you can watch everything on AMC Live as it's airing, or just wait, and then it'll be there for on demand. Yeah, those episodes are really good. Like that meta episode is just so hilarious because they break out some. What the hell is he? I think Retcon is the dude. He's like the Lex Luthor, and they have him in like a special bubble. Because all he has to do is say something and it happens. So there was some other dude and he's like, but what if you didn't have any bones? And the dude just like slumps down in like a blob of flesh. And he's just like, what? Like all these other people, he's just beating their asses. And it's so funny. But yeah, Rick and Morty's great.
And the only other thing I've been watching is Pelicans games.
Oh, God.
Hey, we're number one in the fucking West. We're doing awesome.
I've been watching Wednesday. I haven't binged it. We'll watch episode. Like I'm on the end of episode 7. Usually, it's not to me. It's not like one of these shows that I just was gonna sit and watch straight through.
Did you see Christina Ricci's gonna be at Fan Expo?
No.
Yeah, she got announced.
She's. I thought before. I thought it was she was like somebody that came in towards the end. Like no, she's in the first. She's in it from the first episode. She's one of the teachers. She's supposedly the normie teacher.
Of course.
So, but I don't know. She is way too weird to be the normal. So like the backstory for this is even like the original show was a comedy. I mean, they were just a creepy goth family. This has got like a whole backstory and like they went all out. Like there's a backstory and lore.
Is this the same person that made Sabrina?
I don't know.
I mean, it's Tim Burton. Tim Burton's making it.
But he's not the one that wrote. Like he directed I think a few, and he's like producer.
Okay.
But like I don't know that he has story credit.
Does Johnny Depp pop up at any point?
No, he has not. Which would be funny if he did.
Okay.
But no, literally, like, so Wednesday gets premonitions so basically the school they go to is like supernatural and there's all kind of supernatural beings and stuff and there's there's vampires, werewolves, Medusas, sirens, like all these mythological like monsters and stuff, and they all go to this school, and it's the normies versus the outcasts. So basically what this story does is it sets up a world in which like the Addams family just isn't a creepy goth family for no reason. The school that she's at is literally where Morticia and Gomez met. At some point, Gomez is like accused of murdering a fellow student. And come to find out, Morticia would have visions, and Wednesday is starting to have visions when she would touch things, and she touches. I can't remember what it was. No, she touches this old ruined this old ruined barn, and she has a flashback to like the Pilgrim days or whatever, and the founder of the town that the school's in. There's always like a normie versus outsiders thing going on, And come to find out, this Pilgrim guy, he like burned all the outsiders alive, and like her ancestor like escaped. And so she's like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna like she goes on a revenge spree, like basically like this town founder that you all throw this celebration for every year like killed people like us, and they like make it known like the town really only exists because of basically the money the school brings in, because you have people from all over the world basically send their kids to this school who aren't normal.
Yeah. And
so it's like a murder mystery of like some monsters killing kids or killing people in the town and stuff.
how's Luis Guzman?
He's so great as Gomez.
Gomez?
Yeah. He
Who's Pugsley?
some young kid, like he's younger. He's not like where in everything else I think they were supposed to kind of be about the same age.
Yeah.
Like he's younger than her, and like it opens with him being picked on and like thrown in a locker by like the swim team at the high school she was at.
Oh,
And that's when she throws the piranhas in the pool.
Yeah, only I get to pick on him.
Yeah, only I get to pick on him. And like she gets roomed with like this werewolf girl who can't actually turn into a werewolf yet. Like she can grow her claws out, but she can't fully like transform, and like her brothers are there and they can fully transform, and her mom's like overbearing. Like it's one of those funny things, like her mom's like this overbearing mom, but it's not like, oh, you need to get your life together. Her mom, when they come for parents weekend, is like, have you changed yet? Like, what's wrong with you? Why haven't you wolfed out yet? And her dad's just kind of like, I love you, kid. It's one of those classic, like the dad, mom's overbearing, but dad's like, I get it. We understand. There's Medusas, like not female, like just the species of Medusa that literally they all wear hats. They called stoners. And I'm like, so there's just potheads here. And then like you see a scene where the dude, like he covers the mirror and gets in the shower. And then when he goes to get out the shower, he didn't realize the towel fell off the mirror, and he looks at himself and he stones himself, which I guess it's not permanent, but like just to show, I guess, what it was. Because at that point, before that, you didn't know what the hell they were. They just called them stoners. And then you got like vampires and sirens and stuff like that. The monster's called a Hyde. Uncle Fester showed up, and it's
Fred
Armstead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's a Hyde. Like, so basically like a Jekyll and Hyde. So I mean, just what I like, they gave it all backstory ending, and like it's why Gomez and Morticia are weird. Like they're just like, I'm assuming you can, because the Adams, it's an Adams descendant, like the Adams family, the actual namesake family, they were burned. Like he burned the entire fucking this building down with all these people in it because they were witches and outsiders. So you just got to assume like the Adamses were witches, and that's why they're all creepy and shit.
I wasn't expecting it to be a drama.
It's got its comedy because it's the Addams family, but it is let's give it a little bit more substance. And then like the last episode ends, like she finally kisses, like there's the sheriff's son like likes her.
Yeah.
And she thinks she found who the monster was that was killing everybody, and they arrest him. And she goes to see this dude, and like she finally kisses him, and she has a vision of him on top of her counsel, like she was court ordered counseling because what she did to the swim team, and like she sees him covered in the blood after he changes back, after he attacks after he kills the counselor, and she's like, of course the first boy I kiss is a homicidal maniac monster or some shit. So it's those like little like of course I'm attracted to the fucking, that's why I'm attracted to him, because he's a fucking monster.
I remember the only thing I knew about this show was, one, the lead actress I found out was from the movie X, who plays like the sound girl for the porn movie, who's like ultra religious and stuff like that, but she's dating the guy who's director / camera guy cinematographer and all that stuff. And they're all sitting in the cabin on this couple's farm, and they're just discussing about. She's like, "How can you just have sex? You like the lady who plays Pearl and also the lead actress.
Mm-hmm.
She's dating the director, creator guy, and he's also one of the porn actors. Producer guy. But yet she's banging cute, Kid Cudi, whatever his name is.
Is that who that is?
Yeah. He does a great job. Like, he's really good in the film. So basically it's like he breaks down, farmer's daughters bang the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the chick who plays Pearl is one of the sisters, and they film on different parts secretly without the owners knowing that they're filming a porno on their farm.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, how can you have sex with all these other people, but you're still in love? That's like against God and all this other stuff. And they try to explain to her, and even her boyfriend's like, well, it's just a movie. It's not real love and all this other stuff. She was like, all right, fine. I want to be in a scene. And then her boyfriend was like, well, you can't. It's like, why not? It's just sex. Why can't I be in it? And so the producer guy was like, oh, hell yeah, more chicks. And the black dude's like, hell yeah, I get to fuck another chick. So I didn't realize, it's like, holy shit, that's her.
Mm-hmm.
She dies horribly in that fucking movie also. It was that, and apparently the dance scene.
The dancing, what's messed up about the dance scene is
she doesn't do the dance from the original show.
She does, and they cut away.
Oh, do they?
Like, you see her start it, and they cut away to the crowd, and then they come back, and she's doing something else. I'm like, the whole meme is the original dance is not, like, elaborate. It's, like, this really 70s, 60s-ish,
yeah,
mod dance. And she goes to start doing it, and then, like, they cut away. But that dance, like, I've seen other people try and do that dance in time with her, like, with the scene, and I'm like, that dance only works with her because of how, like, expressionless she is, how, like, all these dancers are, like, put in motion and flow, and like, she's just, like, robotic, like, dead face, no emotion.
She made up the dance. This is just spontaneous. She didn't know.
That's
what
I'm
the fuck
saying.
She was doing.
It literally. I mean, that's why I think it only works for her. Because when you see all these other people doing it online, I'm like, that you look ridiculous doing that. Like, there's no, like, you're just trying to copy her, and clearly that was either made specifically for her or she's improvising the shit out of that. Because it is, and that might be why they cut away from her trying to do the original.
Yeah.
Because it didn't, like, the motion was there, but it might not have looked like spot on, so there's no point in doing it.
There was a I think she said she just started doing it and it came out awful looking, but it fits the character.
Oh yeah, it's awkward as hell. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like a normal dance.
And also, it's one of 3 Netflix shows to break 1 million views.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad show. It's just not something that, I mean, maybe if I'd have watched, because we started watching it during the week.
It's one of those, it's the classic Netflix hit of the week, and then something else is going to come out and fucking that's.
But I think this is one of those ones. It'll be like Stranger Things, where when the season 2 comes out, it'll have people come back and watch it. Like, I think because they're like, if it was like the Munsters, where there's not, like, they tried to give backstory and build a lore to the Munsters, but it was Rob Zombie bringing you right to where the TV show was. Like, this is not bringing you to the TV show unless you say everything that was in the TV show was before this, because clearly Wednesday was younger.
I take it back. It might be 100 million views.
Yeah, it's probably like the 100 million hours or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd have to watch. Dan Merle does a thing where he's come up with a way to break down like how many people actually watch. Like he's got a formula that he came up with to gauge what, like, of the 100 million views, okay, the show is this long, how many people are actually watching it? And to me, that sounds like it comes across as way more reliable of a gauge of what shows are popular, how popular they are, than the fucking numbers that like Nielsen tries to put out and by watch time.
Because the only 3 shows it's that Stranger Things and Squid Games, and that's it.
No, I think Wishmaniki did, like TV show wise, it might be those, but like movie wise, I think the one with Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gal Gadot did like 191.
Oh, Red Notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be just TV shows then.
But yeah, because I mean, if you got like the 100 million, it's like all episode, like you can gauge it to like they watch the entire series. Then yeah, you're pretty. That's pretty success. I would say that's a pretty successful fucking run.
Because I thought like maybe Bank Heist. Is that the name of that show? The Spanish show that everybody.
That Netflix is now producing. Because there was a bunch of like I think they all spelled it off as like Spanish movies, and then
it's
like the newer ones are Netflix produced.
It was a TV show that was from Spain, and then now they do in Korea. South Korea has their own Bank Heist. I don't know if they're still using the dolly masks.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I know they're Netflix produced now.
Yeah, there's a couple things.
Have you watched Andor yet?
No.
We need look. We started this show.
I know
in December of 2015 on Star Wars.
Before we do the next one, I'll watch.
We need to end this year. Like this is 7 years, which is kind of hard to imagine. 7 years. We need to have a Star Wars in December, especially since it's a great Star Wars show.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. I heard great things about
Hello, Dean.
All Quiet on the Western Front. I heard that's probably, people said it's like one of the best World War I films.
And then I heard something. Somebody was bitching about it.
Was it?
Somebody was saying, I mean, I didn't read it because I'm like, it's a fucking World War I movie. It can't be that controversial and fucking woke. Like, I don't know what they were complaining about. I'd have to go back and look at the article to see what they were complaining about.
The use of mustard gas and shit like that?
I don't think so. No, I think it was like racial. I'm like, I don't know. I have to go back and.
The French. That was another thing that got, speaking of World War I.
She didn't know that frog was a derogatory term for French people.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they're because they jumped from side. Like when the Germans showed up, they were like, "No, please do not destroy our artwork. We will go peacefully."
Valiant Heart
is getting a sequel.
It's a DLC.
Oh, is it a DLC for the first one? Dude, that game came out forever ago. I would assume there would have been a second one.
But it's a port for the phone. It's not for consoles. I was the same way because I was like, holy shit, they're making another Valiant Heart. I love this fucking game.
Yeah, that game was awesome.
Apparently it's a DLC thing that's mobile fucking only.
Oh, that's so stupid. I mean, it'll come out on the consoles at some point then.
If you want to play a fucking
there's other mobile games that are on PlayStation. Like Bleach Brave Souls was a mobile game first, and then they put that bitch on the consoles.
Yeah, eventually get ported over. But like,
that's a very depressing game.
Very depressing. Like that fucking, I think it was the dad that gets trapped in the mustard gas at the end of the level.
Yep.
And then you just find out it's like 2/3 of the fucking French generation died.
Yeah, they fucking give you all these facts after the fact, and you're like, holy shit.
Either a third or 2/3 of
the population.
The population of France died in World War I.
This is a very depressing game. So I read an article today, like some teacher who was teaching English for like 10 years is shitting on bringing technology into the classroom and pointing to the pandemic lockdown when the kids had to learn from school that like math scores and reading scores went down. I see that as all these parents, because this was on Fox News' website. So I'm like, that just shows me that all you conservatives that say y'all can teach better than the teachers can't teach better than the teachers. But Valiant Hearts is a game that should be like, all right, y'all want to learn out of a book about World War I? Yeah, it's so boring. Like, play this, and you will all be depressed. And this is how horrible human beings are.
Actual letters from real soldiers.
Yeah, this is how horrible actual people in this world have been.
And to get off on a side track. Yeah, I read that. Dennis Allen got fined. Cam Jordan got fined. And I think the defensive coordinator got fined $50,000 because supposedly they faked an injury.
That's it? Here you go.
Yeah, it's not. No, $500,000. Dennis Allen got fined. But I'm sure the fucking team's going to pay it for supposedly faking an injury in the fourth quarter. But they still lost the game. Why fine them? It didn't really impact the game that much. Brady still fucking drove down the field and won the game for Tampa Bay in the last seconds of the game. But did you hear Kanye West lost his arts degree?
Was it a legit one or was it like honorary?
I don't know if it's honorary or not, but he lost his art degree from the Art Institute of Chicago.
No, it's got to be an honorary one. Like, you can't. That's the one you can't go do that. Like, I wouldn't. Like, no, you gave it to. Like, he earned it. It's his.
So now people are making their jokes like, "Oh, he's really following." It's like, this sounds really familiar.
You're a failed. You're a failed artist. Kanye's gonna fucking march on fucking Austria, on Poland.
Yeah, the Blitzkrieg of fucking Milwaukee's gonna happen. But yeah, quick rapid fire news that we didn't talk about that happened the day after we did.
The day after we did the last podcast.
Disney did a little convention down in Brazil.
That is like the Brazilian Comic Con or whatever. Like, they won't go to E3 or they didn't go to E3 for years, but they were going to that one. That's where people were getting all their shit from for a while, was that Brazilian Comic Con.
They released a trailer for literally back to back to back to back. Just saw it popping up one day when I was on my way home to work. So I'm driving home with my fucking phone in my hand watching trailers in traffic. That's
why I need to get a decent size head unit for the car that I can just actually plug in and it won't tell me, no, you can't watch anything while you're driving.
So the first trailer that popped up was Indiana Jones Part 5.
Which I got to watch it again. I think I've only watched it once. I need to watch it again. Because they got the de-aged. They de-aged him back in like the Last Crusade time period. For some reason. In some, I guess, like a flashback.
It's a flashback that sets, I think it's the beginning of the film. You know how every Indiana Jones film begins with some adventure, and then it leads into sometimes it has nothing to do with the actual movie.
But it's like young, it was like the
young Indiana Jones and
the beginning of Last Crusade. Yeah.
Them in Chinatown. Or Hong Kong for Temple of Doom.
Yeah, which had nothing to do. That was literally just to set up the characters. Yeah, that was literally to set up the characters.
You met Charlotte Round and you met the Mrs. Spielberg.
The
singer.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about and you also met what's his face? Wasn't he the big guy who was he's in the trailer for this one. He had the fez on. Wasn't that in last
No, he's from Raiders.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was...
No. At the beginning of Raiders is when he goes and gets the idol with...
Yeah, that's the bolt.
Doc Ock.
I thought he was... I thought he was in the...
Temple of Doom?
The opening. Yeah.
For Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen Temple of Doom.
I remember... Or I'm thinking of, like... I know he was in Last Crusade. Maybe I'm just thinking of the scene where he thinks he's getting away, but ends up in the fucking Nazi truck or whatever, And he's like, God damn it.
I don't know if they met because technically Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's the first time they meet. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he was in another one, like in like a small bit, and then came back in the other ones. Because I know he's in the trailer for this too.
Yeah.
I think probably everybody who's alive is in this movie at some point.
I just wonder how they're going to write out Shia LaBeouf.
They may not.
He's not in it.
He might not be in it, but they might. I don't think killing. You don't need to get rid of Mutt. Just have somebody else play him.
No, I'm just like, how do you explain?
Why is he not in it?
Why he's not in there?
Or have somebody else play him.
Oh, where's
Marion?
Marion has to be in it because they're married.
Yeah.
But it's literally, it takes place in the 60s.
Yeah, because it's his. The girl that is running around with him is his goddaughter, granddaughter,
goddaughter. The chick from Fleabags.
But who is she? Maybe the daughter of his friend from Last Crusade.
Gets lost in his own museum.
Yes.
He's also in Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's been in, but that's
Yeah.
where I remember, because I remember Last Crusade more than any of them.
Yeah, it's the newest one. Well,
But it's still, I mean, honestly,
you have bad.
I think it's one of the better ones.
It's the best one.
Yeah, it's, you know, it was peak Indiana Jones.
Like Raiders, if you twist my arm and told me to pick up my favorite movie of all time, it would either go The Thing or Raiders, and I'll probably give it to Raiders because I can sit down and watch Raiders and not be bored. I can watch it 100 times in a row.
I mean, that's the only thing that should matter when it comes to your favorite. If you can watch a movie over and over again and it not like, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, my list would be so weird.
Evil Dead 2. You could put that on that list. I can sit down and watch Evil Dead 2 1,000 times. I probably watched it 1,000 times. And still, Raiders, I watched it twice in one day at the movie theater because it came out on my birthday, the 25th anniversary or 30th anniversary. Premiered, came out on my birthday. So I went and watched it during the day at like the early noon showing. Loved it. And then we did the traditional Outback dinner at night. And then me and Simpson went and watched it again that night.
I remember when Jurassic Park came out originally, I watched it 4 years in a row in a movie theater. Because that was back when you had first runs, dollar shows, second runs, dollar movies. I watched it in Chalmette probably twice. I watched it in the East. Yeah, I watched it literally 4 years in a row on my birthday. Which would have been what, like 94, 95?
94, I want to say.
94, 95, 96, 90. Like almost every year I was in high school, I went and watched it on my birthday. That's still probably like the last, like, I don't know where I would put, like, The Last Dragon is up there. I love that movie. I don't know why, but I love that movie. At one point, I wrote a sequel for that movie.
I don't know. You can sit down and be like, I can throw fucking goddamn American Werewolf in London on that list. I can watch that 1,000 times, and that one of the best fucking werewolf. It is the best werewolf movie I've ever seen. But yeah, the de-aging looks amazing.
Because it might not be de-aging. They might have deep faked his own body.
It could be that, yeah.
They pulled a Mandalorian.
Yeah,
like the newer one. Except they didn't deep fake Mark Hamill. They deep faked his stunt guy.
Yeah. So apparently the premise for this is Russians. I mean
that's where the last
Nazis are infiltrating space.
Hell yeah. Iron Sky, baby.
So literally, it involves NASA. It takes place in the 60s, and it's Nazis. Technically, a shit ton of Nazis helped start NASA and built
the
rockets.
The rockets were made by Nazi scientists.
Yeah. There will be no moon landing
without Nazis.
Without the Nazis.
Back when conspiracy theories were fun.
Yeah.
There's Nazis on the moon.
The V rocket engine?
The V series rockets.
Yeah.
I think it's a V2.
And I'm guessing because of his goddaughter gets sucked into this thing, he has to go save her type of thing. Because throughout the whole trailer, he's like, I'm done with that. I'm just a fucking school teacher now. I don't go on adventures.
How awesome would it be if there was a scene in this where like he gets confronted by a crap ton of Nazis and like there's one older one and like a bunch of younger guys and like the older guy freaks out. Like
it's the boogeyman.
It's the Nazi boogeyman and they're like, what, this old guy? Like that scene that's in the trailer when he pulls out the whip.
Yeah.
And they all fucking start shooting and like there's like that one Nazi that's like, this is not going to end well for us. And they're like, what? Okay.
He's the Baba Yaga.
He's the Baba Yaga, the Nazi
Nazis.
Baba Yaga. That's still like, whenever we say John Wick is called Baba Yaga, but I keep, all I can think of when I see Baba, like somebody says Baba Yaga, is that scene from fucking Ant-Man 2 when they're all on the truth serum. And he's like, he's in the forest and pops up. And he goes, the forest? All right. And she leaves and the dude, Polka Dot Man's just like, Baba Yaga.
I just think of the really bad fucking Hellboy movie.
I didn't watch the one with Hoover.
Don't.
I need to watch Violent Night. I want to see that. That looked amazing to me. Just fucking Santa Claus being like,
Literally Die Hard.
I don't care. It's like Santa though. It's not like a guy. This isn't a mall Santa going to save a little girl who thought he was the real Santa. No, this is the real Santa.
I still wanted to watch the
fucking people up.
The Mel Gibson Santa Claus one. So a little kid who is the son of like some super powerful mobster dude gets put on the naughty list. He's not having that. So he hires...
Oh, I do know that. The little kid,
the best hitman.
Yeah, the send after. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailers for that.
I forgot who
I think that's streaming.
Is it? I'm going to have to find it. I forgot who's the fucking hitman that gets sent.
There's a bunch.
No, but there's a main one. Like a big name actor is the main guy.
Yeah, I don't remember. I do remember the movie, though.
Hunting Mel Gibson as Santa Claus. Like, I'm too old for this shit, Santa Claus.
I'm telling you, that's why I like this one. I'm like, this isn't like... Because the easy film to make would have been like the little girl sees a Santa at like a mall or a diner and thinks he's the real Santa. And then he somehow hears that the house is being attacked or, something. And then goes and saves the little girl because she thought he was Santa. Like, no, this is like legit Santa Claus like fucking people up. And I'm like, that is great. That's the kind of things like, I don't know, turning Winnie the Pooh into a horror movie is easy. Like, oh, let's piss Disney off. Let's like do the most.
You seen the Grinch one?
No, I haven't seen. I know they're making one, and I know it's the dude who plays Art the Clown.
Yeah. So little Cindy Lou, when she was a kid, had a very traumatic experience because the Grinch came in and stole Christmas and scared her and all this other stuff. So none of the other Who people believed her. But this night,
and he comes in and fucks with everybody. That's what
she's older, and I think she's like trained herself for this moment.
How hilarious would that be if they got Taylor Momsen to actually play the older version of Cindy Lou Who?
Yeah,
that would be funny. I think that's what Disney's really afraid of because they don't own Winnie the Pooh.
No.
That's why it was able to go public domain. They don't own Winnie the Pooh. That's why they're scared. I think that's why they're scared about 2024 because they lose Mickey. Which, again, to me, like, bruh, it's a trademark thing. Like, this entire company's built on this one. Like, That should, I'm sorry, that should not go in the public domain.
I don't think they're gonna fucking tie this up in courts for now until the end of time. They got enough money to keep it in court.
Well, I mean, what they used to do is they would just go lobby, and the fucking law would get rewritten with a longer length of time.
Yeah.
The thing, I think it needs to go where, like, they go, all right, this is my company's identity. Like, this is our products. This isn't just, I mean, granted, the same thing can be said for, like, Sherlock Holmes. If Sherlock Holmes they've been making like, his estate, whoever, that estate was making things over the years. It's like Tolkien. Tolkien's estate is still in charge of Lord of the Rings.
Arthur Doyle.
Yeah, if Doyle's, like, was still in charge of that, his estate was still in charge of those stores. Like, I think if you have something and you constantly, because again, I can't buy the Mona Lisa and then make copies of it and sell them. Like, I think all, like, the Van Gogh thing, like, there's a license agreement to, like, be able to make postcards and sell them and stuff. So it's like the whole NFT thing. You're buying a digital copy of an image. You're not buying the right to make those digital copies yourself or make copies of it yourself. So I don't think Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, like, I don't think, well, Winnie the Pooh wasn't owned, so that's on whoever owns the Winnie the Pooh stuff. But I don't think any of the Disney characters should go in as long as Walt Disney Company is around, I don't think their characters should go into.
Well, it's like,
I understand it if you have a property and you let it lapse. It's like trademark. Hasbro does it all the time. If you trademark a name, like, they have to put out an Optimus Prime figure every so many, like, even if you made one this year, you would have to put out another one before a certain date or you lose the trademark. There's fucking Disney shit all over. Like, it's being constantly used.
Well, Disney only owns Mickey and everything else Mickey Mouse. They don't own Robin Hood.
No, Robin Hood, well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, Robin Hood was already public domain. Like, all those fairy tales.
Yeah.
That's why Winnie the Pooh wasn't theirs. Now, you can claim copyright on the movie versions, and that's the problem. They're going by this. Mickey's up because of a fucking film that got found that was made in 1928. Not Steamboat Willie. They found an earlier, like, film in, like, an archive that no one knew existed.
Really?
Yeah, like, I think they found it in, like, 2011. And which set the trademark, the copyright window, because they'll still own the trademark on Mickey Mouse. Like, that's the other thing.
Yeah, but
Disney will always own that trademark. So how then does it serve? Like, Disney owns the trademark name Mickey Mouse. I can't then, even if Mickey goes into the public domain, I can't make something with Mickey Mouse and call it Mickey Mouse because I don't own the trademark to that name.
Because I can see their point of view of, like, we can't have counterfeit or
merchandise, like
stuff come out. This is a
brand integrity,
hundreds of billions of dollars.
Well, I mean, it's a brand integrity. It's a safety issue. Like, you put something on with Mickey Mouse on it, like just a picture of Mickey Mouse on it, and you sell it to a store and it fucking kills some kid. They're gonna look to sue Disney and be like, "Oh no, that's not us."
And it's also the thousands and thousands of people they employ.
Yeah, like their entire company, like, that's their identity. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't understand how there has to be, like, copyright law has to have a provision for that. It's not like I wrote a book and 95 years from now, I haven't done anything with that book for 95 years. I died. So it's a lifetime. I think it's lifetime plus whatever it is at this point, or it's either 95, it's life plus 75, or it's 95 years from date of publication, I think is how it works out now. Like, if you don't do anything with it in the meantime, like in that other time, and somebody comes across it and it's like, all right, it has passed the time, I'll do something with it. The person who wrote it's dead. There's no estate. That's different. Disney's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Nah, Disney hasn't. They'll find some loophole and extend it,
or something. They're gonna have to go to Congress again and get it.
and then
Something rewritten
some other
in the
company,
copyright laws.
Yeah, some other company can come in and like want to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like I can see it's okay and stuff because I don't ever understood how like Night of the Living Dead was public domain just because it was missing the mark or whatever on it. I'm like, he still made it. He should still own.
He never submitted it to the copyright people.
But then it's retroactive. Like it should have so then that had to have been something that was addressed that because we own everything we create. We don't have to submit everything we have to the Copyright and Trademark Office.
Yeah, but to make sure you get full control over the property, you have to get it copyrighted through.
Well, no, it just makes proving you own it harder. Because any picture I take and I put it on the if I put it on the website, like I have a photography section, all those pictures are mine. Nobody can take those and recreate them.
No, but when they made Night of the Living Dead,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
George and them,
the law mustn't have been. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know why it wasn't retroactively. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like if you create something, it's yours.
It also comes down to the producers too, like because John Russo, I think, is the guy's name, who's one of the co-creators of Night of the Living Dead with George, co-producers. Like him and George had a huge falling out, and they kind of split. So when some of those Night of the Living Deads or Day of the Dead that came out, and it's like from the creators of Night of the Living Dead, technically it's only
half of
them. George has nothing to do with this. George's estate has nothing to do with this. I
mean, the only thing like with Night of the Living Dead that because it's in public domain that I'm like, me as somebody who would want to make a zombie movie, like you can look at that as like we're in the same universe as this. Like if we were to make a zombie movie, we could go and use that footage and be like, this is like archive footage of the start of it.
Yeah. What sucks is Amazon, one of the Amazon's deal of the day was the Groovy box set where it's Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and Evil Dead versus Ash versus the Evil Dead TV show. And it's just like this big, giant, awesome looking box set. But there's no Army of Darkness.
Because it's probably a different
technically
company.
Universal owns Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
So any box set you buy is not going to have Army of Darkness in it.
Yeah, the Universal would have to agree to put it in.
Yeah. It's also a lot of the Hammer films. You can never get all the Hammer films because
they're owned by so many different people.
Jesus Christ, so many fucking American publishing.
There was and I just read the article about it today, a copyright suit. So the people, I guess it was one of the producers who did the original Gone in 60 Seconds and like two other movies that the car from the original Gone in 60 Seconds showed up in the 70s, claimed they held the copyright to the Eleanor and the Shelby Mustang GT 500 because it was a character in those movies. They have literally kept people from building replicas. Like they would interject themselves in any company that was making, even the Gone in 60 Seconds 2000, the Nicolas Cage one. Somebody was trying to remake, they would like, nope, you're not allowed. We own because like car companies own the copyright of their vehicle designs. They claim they own the copyright of that vehicle design because it was a character in their movie.
So the fucking car from Vanishing Point is a character, so nobody can build a fucking Chevelle?
No, the Vanishing Point was a Challenger.
Challenger?
The white Challenger.
Okay.
Well, no, because all the lawsuits they had and they would filings, they attributed things to make this car almost like it. You would attribute these things to Kit, like it was a sentient character. That's what they were doing in these filings against these people that were trying to like make kit, like, you know, reproductions of this car. And Shelby America, like the actual company, like what's left of Shelby's, like Carroll Shelby's two companies. Though there's the one that he has two. There's two companies in Shelby's name. There's one that does actual cars still, and then there's one that's in control of the brand of Shelby. They finally won in court, and basically what happened was the judge went through and watched all the movies and said, "No, you've lied about the extent at which this car is a character. You do not own Eleanor or the Shelby GT500. Like, Shelby owns this car. They have to go to Shelby to be able to make these cars, but it's Carroll Shelby's estate that owns the copyright on this car, not you." Because this woman had been fucking people over for years. There was a big YouTube car build. Like, he was going to take like the goofy, not the newer Mustangs, but like when they went back to, they introduced the retro style.
Yeah.
After the Fox bodies. He was basically going to build an Eleanor on one of those. He was going to take all the body panels and stuff off, and he was going to make an Eleanor reproduction. She went and shut down his whole, like, he had already had body panels made. She went and shut him down and like threatened to sue the living shit out of him. And
that's just somebody. We have this one thing that we make in fucking residual checks off of. And if this gone, we have nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Because, I mean, I think they were only on those 3 movies. Like, I think they got some kind of credit from the 2000 one because it's a remake of their original. But it was like the original Gone in 60 Seconds, Junkman, and something else. Okay, there's a third movie that was, but yeah. So I was like, I read that and I'm like, there's going to be so many Eleanor builds on YouTube now. And what's crazy is that car never was actually built. Like that version of that car from the Nicolas Cage one that everybody wants to own a copy of was never actually built by Shelby. That's a body kit that was made for that movie.
Bullet is a Mustang, right?
Yes, Bullet was a Mustang.
Fastback?
Yes.
Okay.
And they still Ford still puts out Bullet versions of Mustangs. Like that color, like as close to that original style as you can without, it's not that old body. It's the new body, but it's the same color, black wheels with the chrome rim around the outside of the chrome lip, and they call them Bullet Mustangs.
Yeah, they're redoing that movie with Bradley Cooper.
I mean, really, that movie's not, like, I couldn't tell you what the plot of it was. I just know the chase scene that made it famous.
How that car would never survive those jumps.
Oh, yeah, no. That car would have been fucked.
I mean, it's considered like one of the top 3.
I mean, it's a great car chase.
chase.
Yeah, it's a great car chase, but it is literally, the car would never survive. Just like I'm surprised that Dodge never put out Vanishing Point Challengers. I mean, literally, it's just a white Challenger, but
you ever seen a remake with the guy who played? No, Viggo Mortensen played.
No, I haven't seen a remake. I
want to say it was like straight to DVD type thing.
I know the Audio Slave music video was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
because I mean that's literally like it's the Vanishing Point plot.
I want to say Viggo made the movie, and I think when Lord of the Rings blew up and he was in it, they released it. Yeah, type of thing.
I mean, there's like I gotta have understood that with some actors. I'm like, you agreed to do it.
Well, Viggo wasn't Viggo until
but I mean, like a lot of these, they're like, I don't know. I'm like, proud. You made a movie, just be proud. Like.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are going to be able to make... Like, if I made a remake of Vanishing Point, I don't care how crappy it is. I'd be like, I was in a remake of Vanishing Point. Yeah.
Yeah, some people, it's just paychecks.
Yeah, I mean...
Struggling actor, take what you can get. You're on that brink of getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Like...
Take what you get.
The, That's like Statham. Like, bro, just make fucking death races. Like, why'd you like?
Oh god, that fucking movie. Well, they made all those sequels.
Yeah, with the dude. Which again, that dude played the like he took over the transporter from Jason Statham as well.
The TV show or
There was a death race. No, there was 2 people in Death Race. There was the guy that did the sequel, and then there was a third guy.
It was an MMA guy. Wasn't Randy Couture in one?
But he wasn't.
Took over?
No. He might have been in it, but he wasn't the actual main. He wasn't.
Are you talking about the Transporter TV show guy?
Yes.
Or the remake movie with a new guy?
He was in. He was the original dude in Game of Thrones, and then they replaced him with the guy from Treme. He was supposed to have the purple beard.
The one that was in love with...
Yeah. And then they changed him out the next season.
Yeah.
The original guy played the transporter at some point.
Yeah.
And he was in Death Race. One of the Death Race, either the TV show or one of the like direct-to-DVD movies. Because like the first one was another bald guy who was probably more of a martial arts guy.
Well, if it's the same guy from Transport, non-Jason Statham Transport movie, he did a lot of martial arts fighting stuff in that. Literally, Jason Statham took a bike.
Yeah, the dude from Deadpool was in
Francis.
Yeah, he replaced Jason Statham in both of them at some point.
Yeah. Jason Statham literally took a bike, broke its pedals off, and used it as spikes on his shoes because they were fighting on top of
oil.
Yeah,
they were fighting on top of the oil. Yeah, he put his feet in the pedals
and broke them off very easily.
But again, it's great fight choreography.
That first movie was fucking amazing.
Yes, it's great fight choreography in that movie.
It was like watching Taken, the first movie, for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's just like, why is this movie so fucking good?
Yeah, like the first, like I mean, I don't have a problem with any of them.
No, it just got once again his fucking writer.
That might have been because I mean and
then he had to shoehorn his wife into the third one.
Yes, she's the mom of the little kid.
Yeah,
in the third one,
actress who wasn't an actress. She's a model. She's not an actress.
Yeah, like the little kid gets kidnapped because he used to bring him to drive him to school and stuff. And that was when he got in, he's like, what does a man do when he enters another man's car? The rules, and he was teaching this kid how to. And there was hinted at a relationship between him and the mom. But, because it was, what's his face was the dad. Oh, he was in a lot of 80s movies. He was the Eleven's the scientist in Stranger Things.
Matthew Modine?
Yes, that was who the dad was in Transporter 3.
Because I think there was another one. Was it the Transporter movies with the redhead model chick that was a horrible actress?
It's the second one.
Is it the second one?
Mm-hmm.
And it's only she's only in it because Jerry Bruckheimer or whoever was producing those films fell in love with her and wanted to make her the next big movie star.
I think it was the second one.
And she was fucking horrible.
Yeah, there was a second one. I don't know. I just one of those mood series that I'm like I'm good with. But then he I mean, I can't remember what came first. Was it the BMW shorts or was it Transporter?
I think the BMW.
Because Clive Owen was basically playing the exact same character.
I want to
say BMW.
I think Transporter came out first, and then BMW.
Yeah, I mean, because I know he switched from an Audi to a BMW. No, the first Transporter was a BMW, and then he switched to an Audi. If I'm not mistaken.
You should do yourself a favor. Go on eBay, buy that disc, and watch those shorts.
I love those shorts.
Season 1
Those shorts are great. The James Brown one is amazing.
Yeah, Gary Oldman as the devil.
Yep. Marilyn Manson shows up at the end.
The
Madonna one that Guy Ritchie directed.
Yeah.
When they were married.
The Blur theme soundtrack playing. The Ang Lee one with the Dalai Lama was also very good. Clive Owen, like I said,
Clive Owen's a great actor. It's like he just disappeared.
It's because he started taking bad fucking roles. Like a lot
Him
of his
and
stuff
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler's in a brand new film that's about to come out.
I think the problem with Gerard Butler was he was in. They started trying to put him in romantic. Like
no, he became fucking typecast as the action dude. Every fucking movie he was the action. It was the same movie over and over.
Yeah, but he also was getting stuck in like romantic comedies and and they just didn't fit.
It might have been
Children of Men. Like he was great in Children of Men.
Oh, you're talking about Clive Owen?
Yeah, Clive Owen. That's what I'm saying. Like he.
Same with Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler. I mean, but again, they all got stuck in these like we did these action movies, and then the studio's like, oh well, you're a big action star. Let's stick you in a rom-com.
It could be the actors is like, I want to do something else. But Clive Owen, to this day, I believe wholeheartedly that he should have been James Bond, not Daniel Craig.
I mean, I would have worked.
Yeah, he was the perfect James Bond.
Mm-hmm. At that point in time, oh yeah.
Shoot 'Em Up is the most underrated.
Oh my god, that's a
film.
Great movie.
Amazing fucking soundtrack. Amazing film. Great acting.
Rock and Roller.
That wasn't Clive Owen. That was
Gerard Butler. I keep getting them confused. They are kind of interchangeable. They could just play the same person.
But Rock and Roller, very good.
Yep.
Guy Ritchie film. But Shoot 'Em Up, Paul Giamatti, fucking great as the villain.
I'm trying to remember where I didn't watch that out here. I can't remember where I went to watch that. It was a bunch of us that went. I don't remember where I went and watched that movie at.
It starts off with fucking Nirvana. I think Territory Pissing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the opening scene that's the song playing. Right away.
I mean, Shoot 'Em Up was literally John Wick before John Wick. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you the people who did John Wick would probably say Shoot 'Em Up is one of their favorite movies. Because it's literally almost the exact same thing.
Yeah, Monica Bellucci.
After The Matrix.
Yeah. And
when they tried to make her a thing.
I mean, she's still a huge fucking star in Italy.
Yeah, but she never
crossed over.
She never crossed over into anything here that would have been. I think she was a little too she was too old for producers here. If she would have been younger, because I think she was in like her 30s.
Yeah, she was probably in the 30s
at that point.
I mean, fuck, most producers when they cast women.
Yeah.
They got to be in their fucking 20s.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's what
they're not in their 20s. They're.
But here's the thing,
you
know what's hilarious? We point this out, but one of my favorite games ever was the movies. But even when you looked at like the genres and stuff, it told you what ages to use, and it was like action heroes needed to be in like their 40s, and the heroines needed to be like in their 20s. So it was not. It was a clear pattern, so much so that fucking it got made into that game. God, I missed that game. That game was so great, and you can't get it anymore. Like you have to have a hard copy of it. Up until the Hurricane, I had the disc for the expansion. I don't know whatever happened to my the game install, but I had the expansion disc still. That whole game was so great. I played that game for hours, just making my own movie. Like literally, I would go through scene by scene and try and make full-blown movies and get horrible star ratings. I'm like, I don't care.
I forgot what I remember playing it. I don't remember what type of movies I was making.
I mean, you followed the the trends, but I would still go and make I would not auto create a movie at all. I would go through and make it myself every time, which would suck. That movie would kill right now, especially on Steam and mods. Could you imagine? Like where you could just mod in like actual, like people would put actual celebrities in it and shit. Like that game would be so amazing right now. But Whatchamaniki doesn't exist anymore. Was that what company was that? It had a lion for like an emblem.
Lion's Head?
Yeah, Lion's Head Studio, I think, because it was all by the same people who did Fable, and then they had something to do with the Sims, or like the guy. I think it was the dude.
Oh, fucking.
He went and like that was the studio he created after like EA bought out the Sims.
So Fable, if it's the same guy, he came out at E3 one year. I think it was like Fable 2 or Fable 3. It's like you chop down that tree, and then it grows in real time.
Oh yeah, because he was he tried to do the that was the one that had like you could create life forms on planets and stuff, and they would evolve.
Spores.
Yeah, he did that game too. Like he would make a killing right now. Like those games would go over massive right now.
God, what the fuck is his name?
It's not Sid Meier's.
No, he made Civilization.
Yeah. Like he left. I think he left the game industry after Spore. I think he said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Because they were, I think Xbox is still eventually going to put out another Fable.
Yeah, because they've had. Like,
I think it got announced at E3 that another Fable was coming out.
Yeah, because I think they canceled the one that was in development. That one that was like the asymmetrical. Somebody.
Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, Peter Molyneux.
That's it. What I really missed is watching the Video Game Awards is the guy who was ahead of Xbox, and then he left Xbox and he went to be like basically run EA.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name. The British dude.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, the big announced game would be tattooed on him.
Yeah.
And he would roll up.
Yeah, because he did it for Grand Theft Auto 4 and what was it? It was Grand Theft Auto 4. He pulled up his sleeve and it would be right. And that's all he said. You just saw the.
Yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be the announcement that rocks everybody when that eventually.
6.
Yeah, when they officially, like they said, 6 is being made, but when they officially show anything.
Bully 2.
If they ever make a dude, Bully 2 would be dude. So many people would complain about Bully. I'm amazed nobody's ever complained about the remakes, like the remaster of it. Just goes to show until somebody is shown it, like they don't know anything exists, and then they act like it's some big fucking tragedy or some shit. Yeah, because I'm telling you, the leaks for Grand Theft Auto 6, the game, look, if that's what it looks like right now, graphic-wise, that game's going to look amazing. Because what you saw in those leaks looked like PS4 level.
See, Rockstar has so much fuck you money. They can do whatever they want.
Well, it's because, 2K's not going to tell them no.
Yeah.
Because Rockstar's making them all the money.
I want Rockstar to go back and, start making old IPs that... older games that...
that's what they could have been doing this entire time. Like, you're going to sit on Grand Theft Auto 5 and milk it for, a decade now?
Yeah.
It's been on 3 systems.
Just give up on Red Dead Online. Because
they already did.
That's
like it's already, I think it already got shut down.
But make another fucking Red Dead.
Yeah, they could have they could have remade the first Red Dead and put it into Red Dead Redemption 2. Because again, the whole map was there. So you can't tell me that was not somebody's idea at some point.
You can't fully upgrade it to the Red Dead 2 engine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So just make it as an expansion for Red Dead 2.
And then you make the fucking DLCs, was it American Nightmare? Fuck, what was that called?
Yeah, the zombie one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Undead Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare. And
American Nightmare is Cody Rhodes, who stole that from me.
well, it's also fucking Kid Rock. Well, it's Guardians 3 trailer.
Yes.
Looks James Gunn's going out. If I'm leaving,
I'm taking everybody with me.
everybody's going down.
I don't like how Adam Warlock looks.
The hair?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not too keen about the hair.
Like, Adam Warlock's supposed to have, like, a gorgeous mane of gold hair.
But I do like the bad guy. The
Oh, the High Evolutionary?
High Evolutionary. And it's played by the guy from Peacemaker.
Yeah. Another race swap character.
But also it's going to be like possibly Drax could die in this. Possibly Rocket could die in this. It very implies that from watching the
Somebody's
trailer,
dying.
It really looks like it's going to be Rocket. Because I think in part 2 he said when he's like, we're going to go fight this living planet, like, yeah, I'm in. I don't have that much longer to live.
I don't
anyway.
have that much long. Yeah, because his life, the lifespan of a raccoon's not that long.
Yeah. And so, which sucks is like he's one of the best characters.
Mm-hmm.
And, then you have the DC mess.
James Gunn's like, I'm canceling everything.
I don't know if that's him canceling everything or Warner Brothers just canceling everything and just like we're
Well, no, because
over.
he's the one in charge of DC, and he's the one that supposedly said that, and he was meeting with Warner Brothers to lay out his road work this coming week.
Okay. So
Because it was announced that Wonder Woman 3 was canceled.
yeah.
Like, all these were announced. It's not like it was... I can see, like, all right, you're not... they should have never done a Man of Steel 2. Like, because clearly the Superman at the end of Black Adam is not the same Superman that was in Man of Steel, and it's the same person, but it's not the same character.
So now it's being reported that Henry Cavill might not play Superman.
Yeah, well, my thing is, like, well, no, it's because they said... you know, everything's going to end and we're not doing Man of Steel 2. We're going to, like, he can still play Superman. Just have him be a different version. Like, redo it.
Yeah.
You don't need to redo his origin. Everyone knows his origin. Just have him act like Superman. Not an asshole.
So the reports is that if the movie's already done, minus fucking Batgirl,
Because they can
which
eat...
it's only 2 movies.
They can eat that... See, here's the thing. They can eat... Because Batgirl was never getting released theatrically.
Was that going to be streaming?
It was streaming. So there wasn't going to be... They probably didn't have, like, promotional material. They've got promotional stuff, ads, like, probably product tie-ins and all that for Flash. That's coming out. They're not canceling, like, even though they probably should.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of extra money tied up into it. So you're not talking about taking a $200 million loss. You're probably talking about taking a full $400 million plus loss if you didn't do it. Aquaman's done. You probably have the same thing. You got merchandise that's been made, all that kind of stuff, toys. That's going to get done. That has to come out.
And it's probably also contracts of like Jason Momoa is probably getting like the Scarlett Johansson with.
Yeah, the movie had to get made.
The movie has to be released because I'm supposed to be getting all this money off of the
off
box
the back
off,
end. Yeah,
box office stuff. But so Flash and Aquaman 2 are definitely coming out.
Because like I don't think Blue Beetle is.
Blue Beetle, they released a poster for it. So
I don't think it's
I'm
coming.
guessing,
Is it coming to theaters or was that going streaming too?
I'm not sure. I think it might be streaming.
But if it's introducing to just a strictly new character and there's no existing people in it, then you can keep it and just because he's not Ted Kord.
But I think that might be done filming.
Well, yeah, it is.
So
That's not Ted Kord Blue Beetle. That's Jaime Reyes.
Yeah,
It's the young Blue Beetle with the organic suit, like the actual Scarab.
Which you got a poster for it, the teaser poster. So it might be a theatrical.
It might be theatrical.
But unfortunately, Wonder Woman 3 has been officially canceled.
Thank God.
The reported plot for that movie is fucking horrible. It's so funny it has to be fake. Like there's no way
I don't know, Rob. Patty Jenkins wrote a second one where she was so like what, almost 100 years later.
She made a wish on a
She was still so heartbroken about the first guy she ever had sex with that she made a wish to brought his soul back, and then
that would have been 70
from World War I to
70 years
to the 80s. Yeah, so she hadn't moved on at all in 80 years.
Yeah,
and put his soul in somebody else's body and had her way with him. Yeah. He literally raped some random dude because Steve Trevor's soul's in his body.
And that whole movie was about letting go. About letting go Trevor and not
in that the third movie.
In the third movie.
But I can see it because again, it's 80 years later and she's still obsessed.
Yeah. So the rumor was, because I'm guessing Rogue Squadron's not being made.
No. So it got taken off the schedule. So, which is sad. Patty Jenkins' dad supposedly was an actual fighter pilot. All right, y'all, calm it down. So you would think there would be some kind of, there would be a good story there. The characterization would be good, because she has some kind of knowledge and experience to draw on. But Disney's just nah, we saw Wonder Woman 84. They probably saw the treatment for fucking Rogue Squadron.
So apparently the rumor is that she's a huge fan of Chris Pine.
He was going to be in Rogue. I mean, he could have been. It wouldn't have bothered me as long
apparently she was offered him Rogue Squadron multiple times, and he turned it down every single time. So there's that. The worst news to come out of this is the Batman Beyond movie got canceled.
That kind of sucks.
It robbed us of Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Just old man Batman.
Yeah, and Michelle Pfeiffer was going to come back as Catwoman. They never said who was going to play McGinnis.
Well, you would need somebody who kind of looks like Keaton, because he ended up being a clone.
Yeah,
of Bruce. So
it's if they go that way with the movies.
I mean, it's a sci-fi story, so I would have.
But
especially as obsessed that DC was with Amanda Waller.
It's the fact of they've never stay true to the comic books or anything.
No, but I mean, that's what I would like. As much as they were obsessed with Amanda Waller in the DCU, that's the whole point of Beyond. Amanda Waller stole his cloned him because she wanted a Batman she could control.
Yeah. You also had the they were going to make a Dark Knight Rises film based on the book.
What is there? You haven't earned that. That's not my point. When Snyder put out that fucking clip from Dark Knight Returns at Comic-Con that year before Batman versus Superman. It's you haven't earned the fight between Batman and Superman yet. There's a lot of history between that version of Batman and Superman that makes that fight important in Dark Knight. why do you think you deserve to be able to make a movie that's just gonna use that as a premise, but not earn the relationship between the two? And then suddenly, like, it was just like Snyder in general, when we always shit on him, it's like Superman was looked at as like horrible, and then all of a sudden after he dies, the world loves him. Like, the world didn't love him before he died.
I just want to know who's going to play Old Man Oliver in that movie.
It should be what's his, like, just go bring the dude. Like, at this point, just go grab like the good actors that were on the CW shows and do it.
You're just going to have to really age up Stephen Amell.
Well, I mean, with good makeup. Like, he played an older version. Like, he literally played that older version on Arrow at one point that had the missing arm. I mean, it was TV budget makeup, but, I mean, he played that version that was missing the arm, and I think it was before their version of Flashpoint where Barry changed the past. So I think John actually had, which never really paid off at all. Like, at one point, John had a daughter or a son, and then Barry changes the past, and he changed the fact that he changed the gender of John's kid. From a girl to a boy, or a boy to a girl, or whatever. And then he had to, like, explain, like, he remembers everything, and he's like, it was one of the first things he realized when he screwed up. He's like, wait, what do you mean you have a daughter? Like, no, you had a son. And that's when he realizes he screwed up.
So now DC is...
Well, I mean, that's when you bring in somebody at that point, they're going to restart everything. And all these people online, like the Snyderverse sucked. Completely sucked. So much so that fucking Josh Whedon, like, took the fucking tattoos off of Joker's face for his little cameo in Justice League. Like, that's how, like, no, this was horrible. We're gonna remove those tattoos. Which sucks, because I always wanted to. I wanted to see Jared Leto play a really good version of the Joker.
All right, now this is getting fucking. This can't be real.
What?
Patty Jenkins pitched a Green Lantern film to the WB. She sought to make Hal Jordan the secret bastard son of Steve Trevor and have Diane fall in love with him. She reportedly wanted Pine to play Jordan. She's obsessed with fucking Chris Pine.
I could see that working, because it's still Hal. Is just, you didn't, like, you know.
The only connection they have is they both fighter pilots.
I mean, you could write that, like, he was inspired, like.
And when did Trevor have a fucking love child?
That would be what you would have to.
He died in World War I.
Yeah, no, he would, because Hal wouldn't be his it would be his, like, great grandson.
Yeah, it would be like a great.
Yeah, because my great grandfather fought in World War One, so for a 40-year-old Hal Jordan, that's how that would work. He would have been his great grandson, or great grandson. Yeah, because it was my dad's grandfather that fought in World War One, so he would have been my great grandfather.
New Day won the NXT titles.
We don't know what Triple H is like. I don't know what to do. We're just gonna send everybody everywhere. Trent Seven showing up on fucking Rampage.
Well, apparently,
with platinum hair.
Yeah, I was shocked. Like, I wasn't expecting Trent Seven to show up because I thought he was still under contract.
He got released back in
when they released all the
UK people.
Because that's the thing. Like, when I seen his name pop up for the for Rampage, I'm like, where the fuck is Tyler Bate? Like, why are they not using? Because he came in when they closed down UK. He came in to challenge for the NXT title. It was supposed to be like a unification thing, and lost to Braun Breaker. He hasn't been seen since. I'm like, Why are you not building a fucking company around him?
Because Triple H doesn't know what he's doing either.
He has literally one of the top fucking NXT matches of all time.
He doesn't know. Triple H doesn't know what he's doing either, and he's got Shawn to sit there and take the bullet for him. Because Shawn, after all of it, after Triple H took charge, Shawn came out and said everything in 2.0 was me, not Vince. It was all me. So if you've got it, if you didn't like it, that's on me.
Well, according to Shawn, he has 100% control over NXT. He says like Hunter doesn't say anything to him about it. They haven't talked in a couple of weeks, they said. To go into a wrestling tangent, Roxana Perez won the Survivor thing, and Booker T was crying, like legit crying, at the commentary desk.
I don't know. I just can't look at his wrestling fed and promotion and school the same way anymore, because he works with a moron. He lets a moron work for him, I should say. She does his commentary.
Oh, her?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh, fuck. The other thing we missed I forgot about the Video Game Awards. Jedi Survivor, too.
Oh, God, yeah. That looks so awesome.
More open worldy looking, but
I think the dude in the tank is the guy who's in a lot of the American Horror Story stuff. He's in a lot of...
it would have been awesome. You fucking... The tank fucking...
Dude, that was
he
awesome
comes
that they
out.
had that fucking prop on stage.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty cool.
You have the tank during the trailer. The tank fucking empties out and he falls to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, please let it be fucking Starkiller.
That would have been
you
awesome.
Merge that fucking
that
two
would have been
universes.
awesome. That would have been awesome. But I mean, Starkiller wouldn't. Well, I mean, you could be like Starkiller's missing an arm, and you give him a fucking fancy robot arm.
Same time frame.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is.
Literally the exact same time frame.
Dude, the fact that like you have, like, he needs to be in a live action Star Wars thing. Like, he needs to show up on whether it's a second season of Andor. No, this is after the Empire. Like, yeah, no. So he needs to show up.
No, this is during the Empire.
No, so he would need to show up in like a second season Obi-Wan or something else set between episode 3 and 4. I mean, you have like Cameron Monaghan. He's a good actor for one. Like, he played a really good Joker despite the horrible writing on Gotham. And he was great on Shameless. And he's young enough to play. Like, you could give him his own fucking movie. Everybody wants to complain about, oh, everything's got to do with the Skywalkers, yada, yada, yada. Well, yeah, because the Skywalkers are the one that are influencing everything else going on in the fucking galaxy. But you can do an entire Jedi movie with him in live action. And retcon, like, Yoda didn't, like, yeah, let me talk up Luke. Yeah, Luke, when I die, you'll be the last Jedi. I mean, technically, yeah, you will be, because you're the last one that got trained by a fucking master. Like, there's ways to write around the original trilogy. Like, it's hard. Like, the people with the books that wrote the original books and shit, they did it. But, you know, the fucking writers on the movies and shit now, they don't have the creative ability to write and explain things.
So apparently they did the Eddie Guerrero spot for New Day against Pretty Deadly.
The three...
No,
the fake
belt. So the Pretty Deadly guy has the belt, throws it to Austin. He drops down. Kofi's got the referee distracted at this moment. Austin sees this, tosses the belt to the other
throws himself on
the ground. So now he's holding the belt and he's looking around. It's like, fuck, I don't have nobody to throw this to because Kofi's tied up with the ref. His tag team partner gets up. He throws it to his own tag team partner. He drops to the floor. Kofi sidesteps the referee and kind of pushes him out the way. So he can't see what's going on. He takes the belt and throws it to Kofi. He drops to the ground. Kofi's looking around. It's like, shit. Throws the belt on the ground. He drops to the ground. And the referee gets back up and he looks around. And he's like, what the hell just happened? It's a pretty good spot.
No, because I would have wrote that spot like he walks in the middle of it and says, you get the fuck up. I know what's going on. Refs are always, they're too stupid.
Kofi has the belt. He throws it to the ref and he drops.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to do it for laughs, just do it for laughs. That's the kind of ref I wanted Gerald to be. Like a smart ref.
Yeah. Fuck, what are the trailers? Bad Bunch, season 2.
Bad Batch.
Sorry.
I haven't watched. I watched the breakdown of it. For some reason, Star Wars didn't show up in my feed. I don't know why. But I'm really interested on how that's going to go because I think they've got there's clones starting to question Order 66 now. So I think that, and even they have inhibitor chips, but like once there's no Jedi left, the Order's gone. Which would explain why that clone trooper in Obi-Wan didn't fucking go ape shit when he saw Obi-Wan or saw that they were looking for him. That maybe something does happen to him and they don't fucking... And something's got to happen with Rex, that Rex just decides to go fucking retire with Wolf and another clone trooper.
So, allegedly, Cameron sent a script for Avatar 4 to his producer. The first draft. Producer sends back the fucking script with a note. Don't change a thing. Holy shit, this is great. Supposedly, executives, after screening Avatar 2, came into his office like, hey, you can't have this movie this long. You have to cut some shit out. Cut some stuff out. And James Cameron looked him in the eye and was like, get the fuck out of my office. I ain't changing shit.
Which means he would be telling Disney, like, get the fuck out of my office. He told the mouse to get the fuck out of my office.
He said the only way they do the sequels is this is a hit. Like, he's not going to make 3 and 4.
I thought he was making 2 and 3 together.
Supposedly he's making like 7 of these fucking things.
But no, I thought he was filming 2
filming
and 3 at the same
close
time.
together. But I think it's like this has to be a hit like the first one.
It's not going to happen.
No. Because I don't even hear
Dude,
it comes out
fucking video game cutscene. It's literally gonna be like a 3-4 hour video game cutscene. Like you want to give Kojima shit. James Cameron would be making some like that's all it is.
Like you're not hearing like, oh, Avatar's like crushing pre-order sales of like.
Yeah, 'cause it's been too long. I mean, the first one, granted, the first one didn't crush when it opened, but 3D was a new thing.
Oh yeah,
and that's what got Avatar to where it was.
I've seen very mixed stuff. I've heard some people say, but mind you, this is like either people he's worked with or works for Disney come out and say, this is the next evolution in fucking movies and all this other stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, the tech that he's using, like that I don't doubt.
Yeah.
But as far as the story goes, like...
And I've heard people say, like, it's the same fucking movie.
Yeah. Except now there's little hybrid children.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
I mean, humans...
He's in the Avatar body. The only difference between the Avatar human bodies, like the ones that he is in, and the actual ones, is he's got more fingers. Like, they've got 4, and I think he has an actual human 5. That's the only difference. So there shouldn't be a hybrid, because they all breathe underwater, and the hybrid kids have to have breathing apparatuses to swim. I'm like, so did his cripple ass have sex with the, like, 12 foot tall blue thing?
Yeah, because at the end of the movie, he transfers
himself into that body permanently.
Yeah.
So there should be no hybrid children. But there's hybrid children.
I don't know. It's one of those... I would go see it just because of the technology part of it.
See, but I don't think we're going to notice any of that. It's just going to look really... It's got really good CG.
I'm going to be bored to tears, probably.
Yeah, it's going to look really good. It's going to be a boring-ass movie. Like, no, give me the behind-the-scenes documentary that Disney's going to put out that shows him using, like, real-time rendering and the fucking water tank shit and all that stuff. Like, that's what I want to see.
Hold on. Let me pull up AMC movie theaters right now, and let's see what the pre-order looks like.
Are they on sale yet?
Oh, yeah, dude. The movie comes out in, like... next week.
Oh, damn.
The 16th.
Oh God, we'll know exactly how much it's gonna bomb then.
All right, let's see. Dolby at 3:00 on that Thursday, the first showing. No, this is the IMAX at the 12.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 20 seats.
I mean, that's really how, if you're going to watch this in, like, spectacular it should be an IMAX.
Let's see. The Dolby. Dolby's not even in 3D.
No. Dolby is all about the projector and the sound.
This is Dolby non-3D at 8:15. So everybody's off of work. Everybody's out of school on a Thursday. First showing. $75% full.
I mean, that's still a good... Yeah, that's still a good bit.
But that's like a small auditorium, though.
Go the next... Well, no, yeah, that's
let me go to the 20s.
Yeah,
Dolby.
or Clearview's 20. Or Clearview's Dolby.
At 8:15, Dolby 3D. This is the 20. Maybe half. Less than half.
I mean, you're going to have to look at, like, Saturday or Friday night.
All right, let's go to Friday. Friday, Dolby at the 20. This movie's so long they can only play it 3 times a day.
Jesus Christ. Then it's definitely not going to make money.
Dude, it's 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to make money then. Because you're only going to get it, like, it's going to have to be in multiple theaters at the same time.
It's also going to have to do amazing fucking repeat business.
Yeah.
All right, so there's only the in Dolby at the 20. There's a 12 o'clock, a 4:15, and an 8:30. That's it.
On Friday?
On Friday. 8:30.
Yeah, it's not going to do...
About...
Unless those Thursday reviews come back and people are like, this is fucking amazing.
It's a week out. They should be coming out with reviews now.
Well, yeah, like, I'm talking about word of mouth and people... Because I think that's what helped it along, the first one. People were like, oh, this looks so amazing, because it was literally in 3D.
It was the word of mouth of like...
Cut scenes look amazing in 3D because there's nothing real in it.
Yeah. So...
I mean, this literally should be considered an animated movie.
And then you got that movie Megan about the killer doll.
The AI doll.
So they had the premiere, and then they had all these dancers dressed up
like her.
Like her.
Which I guarantee you is something that has been thrown together since the fucking clip from the trailer blew up. They cashed in on that. That fucking bit blew up.
I've never seen a trailer.
It's hilarious.
So it's a girl child's play, basically.
It's like an AI. She's an AI doll.
Okay.
And she's tasked with protecting the little girl, like who she's bought for. And I think that's what happens. Like, she kills other people.
Oh, she malfunctions and starts killing people. Anybody that gets aggressive around her.
Probably so.
Murders.
Yeah, I think that's what happens.
Okay.
But there's a scene in the trailer where she's like fucking dancing, and it looks weird because like her body's clearly a human body, but they've got like makeup and that on her face to where she looks plastic.
Oh God. That's why it's coming out in January.
Yeah. It'll make money because people will be like,
Because there's nothing to come out in January.
well, no, it'll make money because of like that dance sequence in the fucking trailer.
Is that a Cardi B song? Because I think she said something.
I don't know, but
about
like
it.
in the trailer, you just see her fucking, like you got to watch it. It throws the entire fucking feel of the trailer off.
All right, and last thing, we'll talk about Deadpool 3. The rumor is, this is confirmed. This is not a rumor. Confirmed, Josh Brolin is coming back as Cable in Deadpool 3. Confirmed.
Be prepared for the Deadpool going, your Thanos looking ass.
Here's the rumor. Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and the guy who played Mr. Fantastic all coming back as the Fantastic Four.
He's gonna kill the. I heard the rumor. I heard was it's gonna be Deadpool kills the Fox universe.
So they're doing Deadpool kills the Marvel universe,
but it's gonna be the Fox franchise. Yeah, that's
So-
what I.
so
heard.
that's how you get Patrick Stewart. That's how you get Logan.
Yep.
That would be good. I forgot who else. Dude, they would name in so many people. It's like, rumor is X, and X person's going to be in this movie.
Mhm.
Like, they were just, I don't know how true most of this stuff is, but they would just throw in fucking names out.
I mean, it's pretty much anybody who's been in an like a Fox comic book movie, probably. But I mean, to me, that would be very interesting. Like, Deadpool kills the Fox universe. Or something happens and they all start. Like, he's the only sane one because he's fucking nuts. And he has to fight everybody. And Logan is with him because Logan's fucking brain is Swiss cheese too.
It would be cool if his girlfriend becomes Death. And that's why he
He can't die. Like, she won't take him.
Oh, not that. It's just like, isn't he like Thanos?
Well, no,
like,
because in the
he
comics,
dates-
eventually, in the comics, eventually,
dates-
fucking Death does exactly that to him. Like, she won't take him. Like, you don't know, you don't get to die.
No, but they date and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
that's what I'm saying. But then she's like, you don't get to die.
Yeah. So that's the way you can bring her back into this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, he went back in time and saved her. I was a little disappointed with 2. Because I loved 1 so much.
I think it was just 2 seemed rushed at points.
2 was bad because of the kid. Like, his writing, his jokes and stuff like that. I get it.
Was definitely not like the kid that was in Witchamaniki with him. The Atom Project played off of him way better than that kid in Deadpool did.
Yes.
I think that's the problem. Like, if you'd had a kid that could play off of him better, then
Because I get it, like, in The Wilderness People, he's supposedly hilarious with Sam Neill.
mm-hmm.
But that's Taika Waititi. Yeah,
that's
that's Taika Waititi,
Mm-hmm.
and that's his humor. If Deadpool 2 was done by Taika Waititi, then it probably
would have
been fucking amazing. You put Taika Waititi and fucking Ryan Reynolds together.
fucking Corgan, Deadpool, like
Yeah.
that fucking commercial, that bit or whatever it was fucking hilarious
Yeah.
with them two.
Yeah, for Ragnarok, I think it was. Was it Ragnarok?
It was something. He's like, how do I get into the MCU? Check your email. Make a name for yourself.
But yeah, it's the I'm guessing that's something that's going to get released at Comic-Con this year.
Well, I mean, whenever they start filming, like, they're gonna have to put it, like, because again, it's like a lot of these Phase 5 movies that got announced, they're gonna start filming the beginning of next year. So you're gonna have stuff that comes out. You're gonna have to make announcements.
And it's also supposedly Feige basically came out and said, "All right, so we're going to kind of ease back on throwing out 20 fucking movies a year. We're going to go into instead of being quantity, quality."
I mean, I haven't had a problem
Because
with anything.
a lot of people didn't like Phase 4.
I think that's just a lot of people like. There's nothing like. What is the point? Like again, it's one of those like in hindsight. Then Phase 1 isn't connected. Doesn't really go anywhere. Go complain about Phase 1 or Phase 2 for that matter. I don't know. I just think, yeah, they weren't spectacle. They weren't like these big like, but they were all really good character stories. Other than Eternals, because I've still refused to watch. Like
they're good movies, good character movies, and everybody does a great job in them. But it just felt like this is just setting up for this movie. This is just setting up for this movie, and
but they didn't. None of them really did that. None of them really set up for anything.
We also got the Ant-Man and
Ant-Man. Oh yeah, the Quantumania trailer too, where you actually saw Kang,
and that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
and apparently, they're doing the premiere like 2 days before it comes out. Like the
because they don't want. There's probably going to be so much stuff in it that it's like
they said the last time they did that was for Endgame.
Yeah, because they didn't want the
Infinity War. I'm sorry,
they didn't want the spoilers to be out well before. Well, I mean that's it's like Wakanda Forever. The fucking end credit scene with T'Challa's kid wasn't at the premiere, even though the poor kid was there. Because that was not out before the press got to screen it.
Yeah.
Like the press screenings before it came out is when that was done. But the premiere did not have that scene in it.
And then the last, I guess, bad thing from Marvel that just came out today. The dad from Miss Marvel has apparently been accused of sexual harassment, sexual abuse, and grooming a minor. So,
and he's like a big actor in like India.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to play out. If it's, as of right now, he's not arrested or anything like that. It's just the accusations came out.
Yeah, because he's a big, like, that was the whole point. Like, they got named actors from India, like Bollywood actors, to play her parents. And then people were like, oh, why did they get Indian actors? Oh, well, I guess you should have watched the actual show and saw that they were Indian. Like, the family was from India, and then Partition got sent to fucking Pakistan because they were Muslim. Yeah, people forget that. Like, India was one full fucking country. Then the British fucking caused the partition, which caused Pakistan and I can't remember what's the fucking country on this side. Bangladesh. No.
Yeah. On the other side of
India,
the right-hand side of India.
Yeah, you got Pakistan over here.
You have the Indian Ocean on the right side of India.
No, Indian Ocean's down here. You got India.
Also goes.
You got India.
Pakistan's
over here, and then you have another one on the coast, like over here. I can't remember what the fuck the name of this country is, but it came in after partition, like because it was all India. Yeah, because it's between fucking India and China.
Tibet?
No, not Tibet. Why did I open the security camera? I need the maps. We need to zoom out to the world. And we need to go over here to India.
Thailand.
No, Bangladesh. I was right.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, right there. Okay.
So all of that was India.
Oh, Thailand's then Burma is, yeah.
Yeah, so all of that was technically India. And then partition happened, and you had Pakistan, and then fucking Bangladesh is where they shipped the like Muslims and that off to.
God, Afghanistan's like right there too.
Yep. So, but yeah, everybody, I remember that was like, oh, why are there Indians playing, Pakistanis? And it's like, because they were Indians first.
Yeah, so I'm guessing don't expect him to be in season 2.
or the Marvels, because that's filming.
Yeah, so unless they just rewrite him with a different actor.
Suck, because he was funny. He was when he came in dressed up as Hulk, and the fucking heart-to-heart fucking conversation they had at the end when he gives her the fucking name. Like, dude, he was like, that show is so good. Like, that's why I can't stand people like, oh, see, it's face full of shit. I'm like, Miss Marvel was not written for me, but that is that's a great fucking show.
Oh, The Whale. Darren Aronofsky.
Darren Aronofsky's The Whale with Brendan Fraser.
Sitting right now at 68% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I guess Brendan Fraser can't get that good a fucking
he'll win for Best Actor. It's not winning Best
Picture.
Apparently, one of the high odds for Best Actress might be Michelle Yeoh for Everything.
People are pushing for but if she dies at some point in the movie, I don't know that they would give her
who?
What's her face from Wakanda Forever?
No. The top person who's going to get it this year is Cate Blanchett for Tar. Apparently, she's getting fucking everybody's saying.
Because what Ramonda? How far into the movie does Ramonda die?
Wakanda?
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
I thought you watched it.
No.
Unless you got supporting actress. Like, people say her performance in that movie is great.
Davis?
No.
Not Davis.
His mom. Queen Ramonda. It was Die Every Mad Black Woman. No, not Die. How Stella Got Your Groove Back.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She dies?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Namor kills her.
Oh.
Which, again, like, that's why I'm like, I don't understand how this movie, like, how they wrote this movie. Like, not only is the hook that...
Did you watch it?
No, I just know all the fucking beats.
Oh.
That Shuri fucking can't deal with the fact that she couldn't
save her
brother. She then has her mother killed in front of her, who then she comes to an agreement with the killer at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's...
Like, M'Baku's like, we can't kill Namor because then we would have an eternal fucking war with fucking Atlantis. Or whatever they want to fucking call it. Like, it would be bad for all... Like, war would never end if we killed Namor.
Makes sense, yeah.
And I'm sorry, Shuri should be like, I don't care. Like, he killed my mom in front of me.
But how did this start?
Is it America that attacked... So... Riri, as a MIT student, creates a vibranium detector. And that's what the government's looking for, vibranium, and they find it on... Like, that's what that ship scene is.
The submarine?
Well, yeah,
They're crawling up the side of the ship.
No, that's the fight at the end.
Okay.
So Namor wants to kill Riri. Riri's in Wakanda. Because she was on the boat when the Americans or whoever it was, I don't think it's America, they say. It's another country, UN country, attacked the boat.
Yeah.
And Riri was on it. That's how she ends up in Wakanda. But she created a vibranium detector. And Namor wants her dead because she had, like, the fuck... Like killing Einstein, killing Einstein before he figured out how to fucking split an atom kind of deal. Like, we can't make a fucking nuclear bomb without Einstein yet. Like, it would have happened at some point, but...
Just delay the inevitable.
You delay the inevitable.
Yeah.
His mindset was... Because unlike Wakanda, Wakanda was always cut off. Ta Lo, or whatever you want to... Atlantis, they went to the sea because they were being oppressed. It was their Spanish...
Conquistadors.
They're the fucking people that they were the Aztecs or whatever you want to call it, that fucking, the Mayans, whoever it was that the Spanish came over and fucked with.
The Mayans.
Yeah, so that's who that was. And then when they found the vibranium flower, like their versions of the purple flowers, they used it to be able to fucking like change to go live underwater to escape their oppressors, whereas Wakanda was always hidden. That's why, and then basically they're like, all right, the world's like, we can't get vibranium. They want to get vibranium from Wakanda, but they couldn't. So Riri created this fucking detector while she was at MIT, and the government was using her to fucking find vibranium. And then that's when they're in the ocean looking for it because they're getting hits for vibranium in the ocean. So basically what it is, it's either the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs split into two. Part of it destroyed the Yucatan, and then part of it landed in Africa, or it was two separate meteorites at two separate times. But it's like Talo is supposed to be Gulf of Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula. Like, that's where Talo is supposed to be. Atlantis is supposed to be.
So Nemo's like hundreds of years old?
Probably, yeah. I think he's supposed to be like a few hundred years old.
Okay.
Because whatever his human parentage is, I think that's the scene in the trailer where you see him watching the house burn as a kid. That's them fucking
conquistadors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I just, it kind of works. I would have preferred to see a regular Namor with the fucking Greek. Like, you left them blue. Like, you did everything, but just went from Greek to Mexican. And then you gave him Aquaman's shitty weakness.
He's not going to come on shore and try to steal Sue Richards because he falls in love with Sue Richards. And
I mean, that's another one. Like, how do you, like, that's a thing. It's like the big thing. And the fact that, you know, it's one of the, like, so we got in Age of Ultron when Banner's trying to say Wakanda, Tony and Cap look at each other because they know what Wakanda is.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we don't know where Steve is, but Steve should know who Namor is. If you want to go with the comics as much as you can. Again, that's what I miss about them writing Chris Evans out. Like, bring him back for flashbacks where you fucking see him fighting with fucking Namor for, like, the Nazis were doing something in the ocean and fucking Namor came and fought with him for a little bit.
Oh, you want to do the fucking Human Torch?
The original Human Torch robot was in Captain America, the first one. He's in the fucking tube.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, like at the expo. And it literally says the Human Torch. The robot's there. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Chris Evans doesn't want to come back and do like full-blown movies, like, have him come back and do all, because I want to see Captain America liberating a concentration camp
with Wolverine.
With Wolverine freeing a young fucking Eric Linshire, and just rewrite his powers as they allow him not to age. Well, he aged slower.
I mean, it's a possibility with Deadpool, because supposedly Deadpool 3 is going to be completely just we're going to break every fucking universe barrier.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was the one thing I was always pissed about. I'm like, I want to see, because we got to see that in the animated X-Men show. You got to see Logan and Captain America liberating one of the concentration camps with Eric. And again, it's another one of the characters that a villain would not fight. Like, Punisher won't fucking raise a hand against Cap. Eric won't raise a hand against Cap. And you've established that in the MCU. Like, Zemo's like, yeah, well, has there ever been another Steve Rogers? Like, people, you can't, like, here's the villain. He's like, yeah, Steve Rogers was kind of fucking perfect. So, but all right, I guess that's it. We're at, like, 3.5 hours.
Yeah, Oscar nomination should be coming up soon.
Yeah.
Next couple weeks.
So I think we need to, like, get our schedule set, watch Andor, do our usual Oscar thing. So, all right, are you? I think Myra's telling us we need to stop.
All right.
She's like, yeah. So yeah, that's it. For the Media Clash podcast, I'm Wayne, as always, joined by
Paul,
and we'll see you next week.